Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second SMZ3 semifinal between AceZer0 and Gammachuu. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Audraxis. How you doing, Audra?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited to see this match. AceZer0 is kind of a Link to the Past first player originally, and picked up SM on its own to play with SMZ3, and has just improved so much at SM over the past probably year and a half. And Gammachuu on the other side, um, I think we would probably say had an upset over Farflu in quarterfinals to make it here. Gammachuu, very well known for kind of dominating Link to the Past rando tournaments. Just
Yeah,
very good at that game. Very new to SM, has only played it for like 6 months, and when I saw Gamma's name in this tournament, I just was really interested to see how you would do in this context.
yeah. I mean, Gammachuu may be the top Link to the Past runner in this tournament, but Ace definitely gonna have the advantage on SM, having now put some quite a bit of time into playing SM. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how Gamma does on the SM side.
Okay, is chat better able to hear me now?
All right, looks like they are. So I
Oh
heard
yeah,
a
I
heart
forgot
piece in the Link's house. So
forgot to mention that Gammachuu just finished the SGL 2023
yep,
ALTT spoiler alert grand finals.
yeah,
Well,
huge
not
congratulations to him for that because yeah, that was a tough 2 games against Andy. Um,
oh,
Go back and
um,
watch if you missed it.
yeah. So kind of a long day for him today. Just really impressive stuff. So I just have a bit of syncing going on for the streams.
Yeah, and you can see a little bit of difference in the routing early. It's pretty common in SMZ3 for runners to do that save and quit to Link's house that AceZer0 did and check the uncle, hoping to get some more resources for Kakariko. Uh, Gamma, pretty new, maybe hasn't come up with that yet, and just got a morph ball with the save and quit, which is, you get that early morph ball. Maybe he'll do Link's house to this, go south up through into Kakariko. You try and get some 50. Oh, he's gonna go do Uncle now. Okay, so kind of just the reverse of what Ace did.
Yeah. You definitely want to like at least have a good amount of supers and power bombs when you try to go into SM your first time, so you don't lose a lot of time to like PB management and stuff like that.
Yeah, with just
Um,
Morph Ball, there's not really that much we can do in SM. So
so really, like for Gammachuu, like such an early morph ball, I feel like is maybe not what you would want to see usually. Um, just because I think like once you get to the top level, like he's definitely below the average of SM skill that like a lot of these other players have.
mhm. Yep.
Um,
Yeah, early Morph better for Ace. If there are pendants in SM, that's definitely better for Gammachuu. So if there's like a big chunk of SM that we just don't have to do, that's definitely advantage Gamma. But it's the percentages are pretty low for pendants in SM, but they do happen.
and did we get a map check yet?
I don't believe we have.
No, Gamma taking south route to farm the 50-50 bushes for a bomb. Ace fighting Glaive in the back of the tavern.
Yeah, Ace is just going to buy bombs here, which could mean an inability to do the bottle vendor, which, in SMZ3, that gets left behind a lot more often than in Link to the Past by itself. We saw nothing
Yeah.
on the race game. Library has power
Was that?
bombs.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was Mitz. I saw orange. Yeah, SMZ3, the start just tends to be a lot drier for like raw Link to the Past resources that you'd want, just because there's missiles and junk in the pool as well.
Yep.
So the bombs and arrows and rupees and stuff are gonna
Oh,
be more
there's
spread out.
the glove you saw. It was in back at tavern.
Yes.
Okay, I'm also gonna buy some bombs. With that one bomb, it wouldn't be a terrible play to save that money and go to the bomb hut.
Yeah,
But it's
there's
also fine to
just
buy
like
them.
some people who like to do that, and some people do that almost every time, and some people never do it. The bomb hut. I just like personally, I feel like it's a big time sink where like yeah, you're guaranteeing that you get your bomb count up, but you're not getting checks during that time.
Yes.
And
Yep.
the checks can give you bombs, so it's just a philosophy thing.
Yeah, the big thing it would have done in this case, it would have left him with enough money to do bottle vendor. Guaranteed. We might still get enough. I think another 20 might do it, because we're going to get 30 back here. Oh, or we could just get a 300 and it's just not an issue. And an early Moon Pearl.
And an early Moon, yeah. So, early Morph Ball and early Moon Pearl, they don't happen together all the time. It's not like it's really rare to have them both together, but there are definitely some seeds where, like, one of the two games will really open up well before the other one.
Yes. Now we're going to get Back of Escape from Ace.
Yeah, gotta remember to do Back of Escape. For me, this is really easy to... Like, if I don't do it on my next save and quit, it's really easy for me to forget that this is open.
And, you know, the runners could, like, Ace could go into SM right now, but I imagine we'll see South Shore before that happens, hoping for, you know, a few more resources. Now, a couple Power Bomb packs is a good place to start, but since the Green Brinstar area is a Power Bomb hog, the more Power Bombs you can get for that, the better. Maybe if Speed Booster were to show up in, say, Mini Moldorm Cave and you didn't have it for SM, you'd feel really silly.
Yeah.
You'd have to orphan that waterway check, so... this is too
much
dense to
worse
leave.
I feel much worse about missing, like, a free Speed Booster than missing free boots.
Yeah.
I do think they both got Samaria. I think I maybe vaguely saw it. I wasn't totally paying attention, but yeah, it sounds like they both should have it. So, Gammachuu... I kind of wonder if either of them are gonna detour to Agena first, like as a coverage play. Oh, we got the book.
Oh, with the book, we might see either one of them go to Desert.
Oh, it kind of makes me, if I was originally planning to do it, I almost might not here, because you could, like, maybe prefer to, like, have a chance at finding lamp or boots in Mini Moldorm Cave first.
Yeah.
Well, I also, like, you've got... I think with Morph Ball, it's, like, it's not that pressing to clear your Sphere 1 right now. You can, like, wait until it gets more efficient later.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of checks.
Ace is putting Samaria to good use, actually, like, having
yeah,
it
I
up
like
against
that.
the wall there.
Okay, neither runner is going to follow that book bait.
Yeah, I think A Link to the Past by itself, there'd be arguments for following that book.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like more like with Morph, I think you shouldn't fall for bait like that. Do your quick things, go to SM.
Love the Samari usage from both our runners.
Yeah, it's really nice to just have a weapon besides bombs for this. Like, even if it's not infinite. What do they say in Z1R? Repeatable offense.
Repeatable offense, yeah.
Yeah.
Repeatable offense.
Yeah, just making sure that, like, if worst comes to worst, you're not going to run out of bombs. Probably.
Okay, it's Ice Rod Cave, anything. It's an E-Tank. Okay, that makes things a little bit nicer for SM. Ace not saving and quitting, so let's see what's going to happen next.
So I think having Moon Pearl early incentivizes this water walk here.
Yeah, especially with, you have Zora money, so that totally makes sense.
Yeah. You need to have the Pearl to, it does things with the way the game checks for link state when you exit, so that you aren't swimming at a fake flipper and you can actually open the waterfall chests. But like SMZ3, it's very, very common to just not have Pearl early. So Zora tends to get left behind for like a very, very long time unless flippers show up.
And of course, the Zora check is in logic, and we have the money for it, so. It looks like Gamma's gonna do it too, yeah.
This is really uncommonly good for checking Zora in SMZ3.
Oh, we're gonna get the additional man under the bridge check from Gamma. I'm not a fan of this check paired with it. I just feel like it's so slow to go over here, then have to set up the fake for flipper again, go all the way back.
Yeah, I think like I don't usually like this check, but for me it's like matchup dependent and like whether I want the coverage or not. And
okay, powder is interesting.
Yeah, had a logic powder. The other thing, like, I think in SMZ3 versus ALTTPR, you can spike a lot of stuff out of logic that will get you out of some of these nasty chains the game wants you to do.
Yep.
You can spike a speed booster that you're not supposed to have and go way faster.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things that can speed you up, and there's so many things that could take you away from Hobo forever, where you'd miss that kind of thing.
Yep.
And Link to the Past Rando, there's like you have way more chances to just probably get back to Hobo at a reasonable time, and it's probably not something you need like right away.
All right, Ace not going to SM yet is going to go ahead and see what's over on Saha.
Hopefully I get to see it on stream. We've had
oh, just in time.
We may not have seen the Saha Green Pendant check for what region that's in.
Okay, we got a Quake Medallion, and I think this is... Okay, this is the reset to SM.
Yeah, I wonder if Gamma will go and check Saha as well. It is like... It's like a tiny bit inefficient to not pair it with going for Eastern, but it's also like dense Sphere 1.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's really 50-50 whether or not you want to do it. It looks like Gamma is not doing it, so... Stream is not gonna...
Ace having trouble getting up to Gauntlet. We with two energy tanks and power bombs. This is an argument he and I have had many times over whether to do this or just scout the back. I know he likes to just do this and just get the back. I prefer to scout it, unless I have like Screw Attack and a bunch of other nice things. But with 15 power bombs and 2 E-tanks, this is pretty safe. Gammachuu also going ahead and doing it. I don't know how you wall jump with Yoshi, but...
So Ace better do this gauntlet properly, because in an SMR league he gave me and Duck as his teammates a whole bunch of crap for issues that we had in Gauntlet. He gave me crap for some of it when it was like mostly Duck's fault, for the record. So but nicely done, no issues. Having power bombs for this really makes this not too bad.
Yeah, it's much better.
But yeah, Gamma ended up doing the wall jumps better than Ace.
I know, I saw that. With the Yoshi sprite.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of like the SM alternate sprites, because there's a lot of like sprite-based cues and animations and stuff that are very complex in Super Metroid. Oh, Screw Attack. Well,
see, there's that Screw Attack.
This is why you don't do this. This is why, like...
And nothing really at Gauntlet anyway. I don't know if Gamma picked up the heart piece. Ace did not. Get used to Ace just not picking up heart pieces in SM.
I was gonna say something about Gamma's SM. Oh yeah, the Yoshi. So I'm normally not a big fan of the SM alternate sprites, but the Yoshi, like the Yoshi's Island, when you have space jump, it it does the space jump movement very well. Like it's very fitting for how it works in Yoshi's Island as well.
I mean, I've often been very vocal. Nice hook shot
Okay, so
behind
we have
Speed Booster. Hook shot behind
yes,
Speed Booster.
yeah.
But
We
the
are on
Yoshi
normal
sprite's
logic.
cute, at least.
We're on normal logic, so we have to pay attention to that sort of thing. The mock balls are not one of the tricks in Super Metroid normal logic for SMZ3. It's like basic stuff that the game teaches you how to do, like
Jumps, wall jump.
the hidden demos, bomb jump, wall jump, shine sparking, stuff like that. You know, technically that means Crystal Flash should be in logic.
Well, Crystal Flash to clip is not.
Oh, I know, but just like using it to regain health, or but it is like.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean, that's not even in logic in most SM only, except some of the like the Hard Way to Hell, for instance, tournament that's going on right now, in regular SM randomizer. So
But these supers early game are really nice. Not gonna have to
already
worry
at 15
about
now.
using too many. Not gonna have to worry about like missing Spore Spawn skip or missing the wave gate shot and stuff like that.
And max 15 power bombs also really nice. Because Pink Brinstar on 5 power bombs is awful. You can full clear it if you do it correctly, but having 15 is just better.
Yeah, there's some specific power bomb placements you can double up in Big Pink to like hit the charge blocks and hit the Spore Spawn backdoor blocks at the same time. Stuff like that. You have to make every power bomb count, but here we're pretty much fine.
Yeah, here you can see some of the differences. Gammachuu trying to do those D-boosts that are a common speedrun tech down in the Edekun's area. Not quite getting them as consistently.
Screw attack really complicates the damage boosts here, especially because like those are air spikes. There's 2 different types of spike tiles. There's air spikes and there's solid spikes. And the air ones, screw attack, and even I think pseudo screwing will just go through them. So if you want a damage boost off air spikes and you have screw attack, you have to break out a spin to cancel your screw attack when you're inside the spike, and then do the damage boost. And it's very different from how you do it normally.
Nice power bomb drop there in Big Pink. I think that was from the Rio. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, that's a rare one. Ace getting Spore Spawn skip. First try, I think.
He grabbed the heart piece. Ace, what are you doing? Make a liar out of me.
That's
I'm sure you
that's in the
face planted it.
It's the items that are in Chozo balls are easier to face plant. But also, like, this early game, you really should just be picking up hearts, and I don't understand his thing about, like, not picking up heart pieces.
Yeah, I mean, if the fact that we take out the SM fanfare makes it pretty free to pick up most of the items.
I get wanting to optimize, but he doesn't strike me as the type of, like, gung-ho low percent type of player. As far as, like, those scary, like, wanting to do those scary boss fights.
Yeah.
So, like, there are other people that I could see wanting to skip those heart pieces, like, more than he does. Just wonder how he ended up with that trait. I don't know.
Okay, so with these power bombs, we could go back up Blue Brinstar, or we could go down to Kraid. We got options here, which is nice. We're gonna do this one check first in the tube.
Yeah, so Gamma setting up for Wavegate. Had the setup, but didn't fire off the super at the right.
Yeah, this without high jump boots, this is not the easiest thing in the world to learn, but he's got it.
I think he's literally better at that setup than I am. I'm so bad at that setup. I think I'm the only one.
You managed to make it work. I guess I don't know if I was gonna say Gamma probably used a moonwalk, but I didn't even see if he used it or not. He may not.
I wasn't
'Cause I
paying
know.
attention.
Yeah, I wasn't looking that hard to see if because it's a very it's definitely easier to set that up if you have moonwalk on.
So Ace choosing to clear Blueprint, and if you do this, that means you probably take the elevator up and you're checking 230, and then going back to your ship essentially. Maybe going back to wreck ship, maybe going back to Zelda.
Yeah, you could go back to Zelda, could go down Red Tower to Kraid. Depending on what you find here, I think. We don't have a lamp to rescue the old man. I mean, but we do have hookshot, which is not terrible. A sword is ideal if you don't have a lamp. But if you go down, you're going to want to rescue the old man, so you have that mountain access from Link to the Past.
You know, you see, like, I was gonna say that. That's usually, like, the big thing is you want to route in that as soon as possible, even if it's a sequence break, so you can get that save and quote point. We have the glove, so it's not, like, critical for us to rescue the old man from...
Yeah, that's true.
From the Norfair portal. We can kind of do that whenever we want, so maybe that's affecting the decision to not go down Red Tower right away.
Both our runners like the blue boomerang and pick it up.
I think it's good to have just to, like, I don't know, you never know when it's really useful. Some of the menus can be really weird without it. I know people aren't menuing as much these days with quick swap, but...
Oh hey, AceZer0 stuff's in Logic now. The powder's in Logic.
Okay, well...
But yeah, I mean, you know, that was I mean, there's whether you know, skipping the blue boomerang or not skipping it, it just, to me, it's one of those items that some runners are just gonna not care about as much, but that location is super free for it. Like I would grab it there for sure, unless I already had the red boomerang.
Almost every time I've chosen to skip my first boomerang, I've regretted it.
Yeah, take the heart container. I'm much more critical of Ace when he skips heart containers as opposed to heart pieces.
Just don't get hit.
You know, it's funny, we were talking before the race, like Gamma having just gone through the spoiler log tournament, where you basically get as few items as you possibly can. And SMZ3, just by its very nature, you tend to just get everything. I think he was 5 hearts on the Ganon fight. I would imagine he's already at more than 5 hearts, and even if he's not, it won't take long for him to get there.
Should mean that he'll definitely be fine on any amount of Link to the Past equipment that Gamma gets.
Alright, so Gamma's gonna check this. Not everybody... I'm not a huge fan of this scout, in part because this completely is orphans waterway a lot harder, because now you have just that 1 check instead of 2 when you get speed booster. It's just rupees. So he knows he doesn't have to worry about it. There's a fire rod at the moat, so we're gonna grab that.
Ace going in this direction, probably not going to CWJ across the moat. It's hard to be consistent at that, and it's not in normal logic, but routing down a red tower, cleaning up these items.
Yeah, I like this.
The one thing I'll say in defense of like a climb supers check right now is at least we know for sure that the seed thinks speed booster is relevant in some way.
Look at that, a bow, and Gamma skips the heart container.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't like to do it just because it's a slow check and it orphans that waterway, but there's nothing wrong with doing it, you know, just kind of that peace of mind. You don't have to worry about it, or if it is something Gives you a chance to beeline the location later on.
Yeah, like it's not the most common check to scout. So like if you do, you can get a big knowledge advantage.
Yes.
It's like if speed booster, if you're like go -1 and you don't know that it's locked by speed booster,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can just
Awesome.
immediately go to the spot once you find speed booster instead of like scouring the whole world.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call it the Ganon Ender kit that we found over here in Red Towers. We got both bow and silvers. I don't expect either one of our runners to do early X-ray. I know Ace could do it if he absolutely wanted to. I just don't think it's a powerful play in this mode. It's not even in logic in hard, let alone in normal. And I'm sure for Gamma, yeah, I doubt he has learned the early X-ray strats because I mean, there's just really no reason in SMZ3 most of the time. Every once in a while, like as with any check. Every once in a while, it can make a big difference in a race, but you'll see that much more in SM Rando, especially like a major minor. Hi, Lamp. Okay, we got Lamp. If we find boots, then Desert's available. Eastern's available. We can go do Eastern.
Some people really like their early X-ray, I have found.
And yeah, Gamma just following Ace here in SM, and yeah, I mean you can see I would say Gammachoo's playing just fine, but you can see the difference in execution in this lead that Ace has built up in SM.
Yeah, like when you make it to top 4 of a tournament, sometimes like playing just fine is not necessarily
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, exactly. I did not see what that was.
That was a cape.
Oh,
For
okay.
Ace.
Okay.
Crate missile.
Yeah, we can't skip that when we haven't had a chance to scout Bumper Ledge, so.
I'm not trying to be disparaging about Gamma or anything like that.
No, absolutely not.
It is just like a really interesting talking point of this match, and impressive that he's got to where he has with.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, he's done really well. I thought it was cool when he entered, but I did not expect. I'm not gonna pretend I expected him to be in semis, but I think it's really cool that he's gotten here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he is the type of player like he knows how to route and like make those gutsy calls and like know when to efficiently full clear and when not to and stuff like that. So
yeah, and it's something you and I have talked several times about. I mean, he's got kind of that good rando brain. Like even if it's a game that he's not as good at, like I feel like he's the type of player that's going to be able to take routing skill out of one game and apply it in another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like one of the things that I think is great about combo randomizers in general, like whichever ones may exist out there, is that like when everyone plays them, like most people playing them, like will probably favor one game over another to some extent. Or they'll try to lean on that game. It'll decide how they approach every seed. There's just a lot of like player profiles that you end up having. I mean, like there's some seeds where it's just like, it's you gotta full clear your SM first, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, that's what we kind of have here. It's not uncommon to be like full clearing or burn loop and stuff like this early game.
Okay, I expect we'll see a bunch of mountain. We can't do Hera without a hammer or a mirror, but we do have all of East Death Mountain available.
Ace confirming that Ridley has the Fantoon token, so we have to kill Ridley.
Yeah, and I don't know, like a lot of us don't check the SM maps as much, but I think for Ace, knowing that more of SM is required is good for him. And, getting that confirmation that, yeah, Gammachoo's going to have to kill Ridley. And I'm really interested in seeing the Ridley fight from Gammachoo, because one of the telltale signs that someone's Link to the Past first is, what's your Ridley fight look like? And it'll be interesting to see if he's put any time into learning how to do that properly.
Yeah, I mean, you can bank on having a seed where like it doesn't really matter because you've got like good equipment and stuff.
Yep.
But sometimes you're in tough situations.
Maybe just the difference, like you'll like a top SM runner should be able to handle a 30 super Ridley fight and not miss. And at worst, maybe you're firing a few extra missiles because you missed once or twice. One of the things I often see on players coming from the other side is firing about twice that many supers at Ridley. So I'll be interested to see where Gamma falls on that spectrum.
Okay, Gamma gets the crit quick kill, which is
See, there you go. That's some time put into SM. You don't get that for free.
He didn't stay in morph. While waiting though, that's like one of that's the easiest thing you can do to start lag reducing in that. So that's like one of those like little signs of like knows some of the more basic things, but there's a lot of like really little nuances to SM that you'll pick up if you like absorb yourself in it. But if you're approaching it from this context, you might not know something like that, like to morph to reduce lag, because you're drawing a smaller Samus sprite.
All right, Ace having checked these ice beam area out of logic. Nothing here.
I think didn't you tell me once that Ace like traditionally doesn't like?
I think he's come. I think he's come around, or maybe it's matchup specific. I don't know, but yeah, for a long time, yeah, he really didn't like that check in normal.
It could also be because we know Hookshot was locked by Speed Booster in Green Brinstar.
Yeah. Well, that area is locked by Speed Booster as well, so.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying though.
Okay.
Like we know that the seed
speed is
for speed to be relevant somewhere.
Yep.
It's like one of the scary things about playing normal logic is like, am I gonna clear these things that are just like logically locked by Speed Booster, and then Speed Booster is just in Ganon's tower the whole time? We were never supposed to have it.
No, that's a space jump there from the old man, which has a lot of logical implications in normal, a lot more than in. I'm trying to think if there's any logical implications for space jump in hard.
GT missile.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Or it's your can fly.
Yeah, I mean,
bombs, but I think like every other thing in hard logic besides whatchamacallit, everything besides GT missile has an alternate.
Yeah, that's
path.
right.
That's not space jump.
And I would point out it's not logical implication for the GT missile. It's hard required for that. So. But now we're just getting picky.
So space jump opens logically opens wreck ship, and I really like space jump for wreck ship because it's so good for sky missile. It's
yes,
so good for sponge bath. It's just
X-ray is open now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, X-ray can be hard to get back to in SMZ3 though. Like depending on how many times you went through Red Tower. So like, see, that's okay. Ace finds Bombos in a little
bottle.
Paradox Cave.
And we get a bottle, so next time we're in Kakariko, we can talk to the sick kid.
Oh, is that our first bottle?
I think so. Yeah, that's the one item still not on the tracker. We were talking about this, we got this new tracker with all the extra things. But the bottle's still not there yet. Mel.
Yeah, shoutouts
to that was nice.
Tracking for us today.
Yeah, Fox doing a great job so far. Trackers always are MVPs. Ooh, I'm not sure if that was misaligned or if there was a drop that he picked up.
That it was a drop he picked up.
Yeah, it was kind of like Harapot.
Yes, the Moldrum drops. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, it's kind of like the Harapot thing, where if you pick up a drop in the air, in particular if you grab a fairy, it will mess up your bomb jump positioning. So.
Oh, if it's a fairy, then it doesn't matter if you grab it. You're just 100%
Oh, that's
screwed.
right. That's
Because
right.
the fairy never touches the ground. So it is always messing with your altitude variable that your bomb of the slot that your bomb goes into. It's like, I'm really glad that we figured out how like the altitude variable not cleaning up properly, how all that stuff works. Because in like 2017, there was a lot of like setting up this paradox bomb jump and thinking it looked good and missing it, not understanding. And I was just like, am I just bad at the game? Like, what's going on?
Yep. Ace is gonna reset to SM. Maybe gonna do wreck ship. I thought maybe you do Eastern Palace here, since you have the bow with the lamp. It's completely in logic. We'll see. I imagine Gammachuu maybe does Eastern Palace.
So did
Just
we
kind
see
of stay in his
anything?
better game.
Did we see anything in the big paradox cave? I was kind of
Not
talking out.
really. I think we got a medallion. I think one of the
The
medallions was
medallion is
there.
lower. We got
Okay.
Bombos. I did call that out.
Bottle and blue mail.
But like specifically the 5 chest room, I kind of wasn't paying attention. I saw an E-tank. I was paying much more attention to the fact that Ace grabbed a drop in midair than to what was in the chests.
Also, Ace, you need to be a little bit closer to that door with that power bomb. We're gonna clean this check up over here at landing site power bombs. This is one of those checks that can be easily forgotten for a really long time. Now meanwhile, Gammachuu is gonna head over to Eastern. It's our first major route divergence.
Yeah, and Gamma, having already done Sahasrara, and having the glove, is able to take this faster path on the side with the rock, instead of having to basically pass by Saha again.
Okay, so we get the scout of the missiles there. It was just bombs, so we don't care about those.
So I think now is the point of the seed in which we're seeing this real split in choice between whether to focus on Super Metroid or Link to the Past. I think Gamma doesn't quite have Dark World access yet, but is pretty close, and it's like, okay, yeah, so I'm probably not going to be ahead if I just continue to push Super Metroid with my current equipment, which Ace is probably doing, right? So I'm just going to go to Eastern, clear that, despite not having boots, not having maybe missing out on the ability to combo it with Pod.
Ooh, nice flute.
Oh, that's bad for Gamma, because you know, stuff like Gamma walking over here, Ace getting flute.
Man, it wouldn't surprise me if Gamma goes and does desert or tries to do desert. We might need boots, might not need boots, but I think, let's see, we got a glove, we got a fire source, we got a book. So if it's not boots locked, would be completely doable.
I don't think desert is something Gamma would do. I think it's too high risk for this situation. Like this is like this Eastern is just like a it's not the better play, but it's not like, if it doesn't help you, it's not bad.
Oh, I think we got all the items. Either that or Gamma's gambling on the big key chest, but I don't recall seeing a map or a compass.
Yeah, I don't either. I wasn't paying full attention, but I could see it either way though. Like I don't think he is gambling the 50-50, but honestly, I could see doing that in the situation that he's in right now. It's also true. What chat's saying is there's nothing here. You just reset to wreck ship, and if it feels like a wash, it's not going to feel like a wash once he finds that flute. It's going to feel a little bad. So I really just do think. Oh, Ace is missing the super at the end.
Cleans it up just fine though.
Yeah, got a fast pattern for the extra round, so not punished. Yeah, I think wreck ship is just like in general. I think the obvious play here.
Yeah, I mean, in normal mode in particular, when you have that space jump to say, hey, here's a thing you can do, and there's not a lot else that we can do. No various suit means we can't do anything more in Norfair logically. No gravity suit means we're not doing anything in Meridia. And we've done most of the Brinstar checks. I think we've done all the Brinstar checks we can.
Wait, did Gamma not do? Oh, sorry,
No, he
Gamma
didn't.
didn't do Saha. I'm
Yeah,
silly.
Ace did
Ace
it.
was the one who did it, and I made note of that. That
I
Gamma was
mean,
skipping Saha, like being
oh, that's what
with
Quake was.
Zoro.
Okay.
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
only way this feels bad if you're Gamma is if there's a Boots. If Boots were in here.
Okay,
So
so
I think it's a
that
good.
was
I think
actually
it's
like a much better play for him than I thought it was.
yeah. It's an extra 3 items. I mean, the Quake might be relevant, but oh, hi various suit.
Oh well, okay. I was about to ask what item that you thought we might see in Rick Ship to open things up.
And flute into various suit, not bad. Looks like Ace is gonna go ahead and take the save before doing the spiky room of death. E tank. Oh, Gamma gonna do some hell runs. Awesome. I love it.
This is a
Showing
tiny one,
off.
but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a small one. It's actually it's a very common one for people to do. But I like that he's not just staying in the SM logic. He's doing some sequence breaking. I mean, he's not going to
Yeah,
get anything out of this. There's nothing here, but like,
nice to see. So Gamma jumped into. I might end up nitpicking his gameplay like a lot just because like there's interesting things to point out. But so he jumps into the crumble shaft, like jumps kind of high, and that was because like he didn't want to fall down the crumble platform. But what I usually do is I use the stop and a dime technique. So like if you're holding an angle button and you
yep.
let go of the D-pad, you'll stop instantly instead of skidding, and that prevents you from falling off of ledges like that and stuff. And he might not know that that's a mechanic because that's like something you learn if you're specifically speedrunning more so.
Yep.
So it would have been a faster way to like enter that room, and it's just good practice to. There's some easy things like that I think I'll want to point out here, just because they're good things to keep in mind, good practices to just easy things you can add
be
for later.
careful if you end up playing him in the finals.
Oh
You
yeah,
might
yeah.
take those tips.
I'm creating a monster here.
Yeah,
But
there you go. But I do want to point out, I do like the way he routed this. He goes back, he saves and quits over to the mountain, grabs those two checks over at the ice rod area, and then is able to just reset straight to the ship. And now we'll probably go over to wreck ship, and that's a nice little routing efficiency that's like I said, having that good rando brain that we can use that he can use across different games.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you really need to like routing in this game. I think is where A Link to the Past rando background shines. Because like Super Metroid only players that try to play this, like, because Super Metroid is not a game that has like a save and quit feature. So the people who main that randomizer are not necessarily used to thinking of routing the game in chunks and like piecemeal kind of or
Yep.
piecewise kind of routing. But that's something that Gamma is really good at. So might not be the most familiar with like the most like meta plays in SM, but knows how to use the portals like that.
All right. We did see the scout of the reserve tank from Ace, so there's going to be 2 more items here. That was just an E-tank.
Yeah. I know that there's like Gamma picking up the flute erect ship. I know there's a lot of comms that are like really good at like kind of calling out every item that shows up, and I'm just not one of those. I apologize. But,
All right, the Fantoon fight for Gammachuu.
So another thing Gamma could do to try and like make up time is like skip parts of Wreck Ship, which there's a sword here. So
Okay, so maybe not
it
great
would
if he
be
does.
it would probably wouldn't be ideal for him to.
Okay, so
I
yeah,
mean, maybe it's a sword. There's 4 of them. Like,
okay, so that first round of Fantoon just definitely tells me he's put some time in. Definitely on a mushroom. Oof.
oh, of course.
Definitely a nice Doppler. One of the things that I'll see in Fantoon fights for runners that have moved over is they don't understand the Doppler. They'll try and hit. So on the Doppler, you do 2 missiles, wait, 2 missiles, wait, and then he comes flying at you, and you try and get your missiles in quicker by running or by moving towards him. And that's a technique that a lot of the newer runners don't have, and like this has been a pretty good fan. This is a good Fantoon fight for Gammachuu. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because like I guess to me like I didn't notice because the Fantoon fight I was just like yeah that's what a normal Fantoon fight
Yeah.
looks like, so it didn't stick out to me. There is like one thing like there's one of those off screen like when Fantoon goes off screen like that. I had a bit of anxiety watching that because like a very common thing that you want to do is you want to jump up when he goes off screen, so that he swings upward off screen and then like swings back down to that exact ground height when he comes back on screen and you Doppler. But I think that was just a pattern where, like, he got a pattern where you didn't have to jump to manipulate the height of his Fantoon's reentry, and I'm not sure if he knew that pattern would work out like that, or if he didn't know the jump mechanic. I honestly, I'm not sure which, but yeah.
All right. Looks like Ace is going to head to Kakariko to activate the flute from the south because I don't think he did race game or scouted the library.
I wonder. I do wonder how much Gammachuu clears a wreck ship because, like, I think this is a matchup, and the way that this race has been going so far, I feel is like maybe he could skip this, but it's still early. You could feel confident enough in the ability to make up some time elsewhere. Is going for wreck ship E-tank, which is like the slowest like single check here.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're doing wreck ship E-tank in his position, like if this is not a corner you're choosing to cut, you probably just want to do the whole thing.
And that sword is how relevant that sword is yet to be seen because there's 3 others in the pool, of course, but
Okay.
it'd be tough for him to miss that early.
So I just want to point out that this is going to be like another nitpick, but one thing that's like showing up here, especially in that wreck ship E-tank room, is one of the things I noticed from Gammachuu in his previous matches. When he has space jump, he doesn't always like jump with like full run speed, and that just makes your jumps less efficient, especially if you're carrying it over a long time. When you don't have speed booster, you hit your max run speed after running for 6 tiles. So you just want to pay attention to stuff like that when you're using space jump. And I'm gonna lose finals because of this, aren't I? It's just like it's an easy thing to like start thinking about and get better at it, but you have to just start thinking. Like it's not hard to implement. It's just you got to be aware of that.
All right, we'll see how many of these overall checks Ace chooses to clean up. He's going to flute back to Death Mountain. I assume going to go over to Bubble Mountain with that space jump plus Varia suit.
Yeah, it is certainly where the seed seems to be pointing. I wonder if we just find gravity here, and then it's like you gotta. You're probably taking that to Lower Norfair, but you could decide to go to Meridia instead. I guess we don't have ice or speed for Bottoon, and ice isn't a logical way to do that either. So.
Well, and also the the scary part about the Lower North Fair play is we don't have mirror for the mire area. I mean, I guess we have book to get into desert, so it's not as bad as it could be. So you'd really only be leaving checkerboard behind, but that is still a thing you're leaving behind. And it looks like Gamma is going to go ahead and full clear this wreck ship.
Yeah, I think a Lower North Fair would be pretty good here. If gravity shows up, I'm just like, I have a strong feeling gravity's going to be.
Oh, high speed boost. There we go.
Okay.
Well, that puts Crockett logic. Everybody's favorite.
Puts hookshot and logic.
It does put hookshot and logic.
Actually, the stuff on East Death Mountain, like there wasn't that much there, right? But I didn't think about the fact that that stuff wasn't in logic yet without speed, and now it is. But it was really only Bombus that was there.
I feel like Ace is trying to skip those rupees, and it's just not worth trying. I mean, yeah, you don't want those rupees. But that location is just too hard to skip. I think unless it's like Spazer to replace your plasma, I'm not gonna try very hard to skip that spot.
I like trying too hard to skip that item can literally get you into hot water.
There you go. There's the sword for Gamma.
Oh, Gamma's scouting Rickship Reserve from this side, which like
Yeah.
I respect the decision to like do it from either side, but it is difficult to like execute this in a fast way. Like it probably is faster in most cases. Especially like if you want what's on the statue here. But...
you know, the single tile wall jumps, or you don't have. You can see he's going back and forth on those wall jumps, but it's actually easy with single tile. You can hold one side and wall jump a lot faster, and you can see he's not quite doing that.
So the problem is the spike.
Yeah, you still have to avoid the spike. Yep.
And spikes are like particularly problematic when you're wall jumping because a wall jump check will trigger them, will trigger contact with them, and a wall jump check just happens when you're in spin and you press away from a wall, when you're within wall jump range, the game will treat you as if you're touching that wall. So pressing away from the spikes when you're at their height will count as touching them, even though you're pressing away. And
so the trick,
so hard to not get messed up by that.
Yeah, so the trick, of course, is to time it so you're not actually wall jumping off the spikes, which with high jump boots is actually pretty easy. Without high jump boots, a little bit more difficult. Let's see, are we gonna go to with in logic Croc? I think that's where Ace may be going next. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done the reserve scout like that with this equipment.
See, I always do the only me personally. I'd much rather do the reserve scout from the back in this anytime it's a full randomizer. So same thing with like SMR, because I'm already checking the Chozo Bissell item. So you're already halfway there. Unless I have Spring Ball but no speed booster. If I have Spring Ball and no speed booster, then that's such a quick scout. You just Spring Ball over that you don't the doing with midair morphs, doing with the wall jumps, just enough more difficult that I'd rather have that extra bit of I'm going to be checking the missile spot anyway.
Wave beam is also another thing that makes it a bit easier. You don't have to lay the power bomb; you can just shoot it. But Ace is following that speed booster logically to Croc, and there's probably something here.
Yeah, we also now have access to Waterway and that space jump we were talking about, the X-ray check. So I suppose Waterway, X-ray, and the Climb Supers kind of route together, kind of in a way. They're spread apart, but if you're trying to stay mostly in logic, that's not a bad choice.
This is actually why I don't really like routing Red Tower the way they did. Like they went up
Mhm.
Blue Bryn, then all the way down Red Tower
Mhm.
from the top, and I like entering it at the mid, like Green Bryn to middle Red Tower going down, and
Mhm.
then like resetting to ship and combining the top of Red Tower with Rex ship. So
Mhm.
I like doing Red Tower in 2 segments because it gives you 2 chances at having equipment for the X-ray check.
Oh wow, it's an ice rod behind Croc, and we don't know if Turtle Rock's a crystal or pendant yet. Um, you know, it was an earlier race where the joke is that if it's an early ice rod, but I don't know that I call that an early ice rod because we're a few spheres deep. Oh, high gravity suit. Never mind. The ice rod is
Okay.
much less relevant because you need that gravity suit, and that gives us now like SM is blown wide open.
Yeah,
Ace.
the seed logic is just pointing to Croc really hard here. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of seeds where you could wonder if like Gammachoo's position might be wanting to skip Crocomire, but I just don't think that
He's not going to be able to for that long. He could try to skip it, but he's not going to be able to for very long. And frankly, once he finds that speed booster, it wouldn't surprise me if he also follows Ace down to Croc here. I'm one that I've often said in normal mode. If I get a wave beam, I just do Croc because that's the item that puts Croc in logic. In specifically in normal mode, wave beam has absolutely no logical implications in hard. Um,
it used to have one.
I which one am I forgetting?
Wave gate without supers.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
you should not be guaranteed that Sphere One super pack.
extremely, extremely obscure
Mm-hmm.
stuff. That that stuff just lives in my brain forever. But yeah, just get this gravity. Now Lauren Orpheus and logic, and like the seed is just like I think the seed has just been screaming exactly where to go for pretty much the whole game.
Mm-hmm. Man, Ace is doing that.
It's kind of that's kind of bad for Gamma, I think, because like overall, like Gamma has execution advantage in Link to the Past, but like not by
Yes.
enough, and not by enough to offset the disadvantage from SM.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
this is like Dark World Axis is going to be down in Lower Norfair. Everything's going to be like, at least the order you have to do SM in is going to be pretty linear. And
Well, let's
uh,
see. Ace not going for the GT fight from the intended side is going to gate glitch over here.
it
So something
sounds
with
like
GT missiles that's could be an issue. His super count is not as good as he would want it to be, and it may be very well that he can farm some supers here to have a quicker fight and not have to do an extra farming.
I think I would have just done GT, but I'm pretty comfortable with like 20 super GT, and
Hmm.
I think not everyone is.
Yep.
Um, there's some like weird categories and stuff where um, you like get good at GT, but usually it's like not. Usually
Okay.
GT is not an important thing to practice.
Pendant pod, pendant mire, green and pendant ice. So yeah, I mean, some of the high. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I. I mean, we do have the ice rod is required. Thank goodness we won't have an ice rod hunt, assuming Gamma also follows us down to Crocomire.
Well, I
Um,
mean, it might not be thank goodness for Gamma. I was going to say earlier that that the fact that there's going to be no Ice Rod hunt is another bad thing for him with how
yes.
linear this SM is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
No Ice
again, Ice
Beam hunt
Beam,
either,
no
right?
Ice Beam. Yeah, Ace loves to get. That's a common. I wouldn't call it an argument, but Ice Beam. He likes to have that Ice Beam a lot more than I care about it. Bombos for the Meyer entry. We're not going to do that right now. I mean, unless exactly mitts are in there, this is fine.
Yeah. Hey, this is the same situation as my race with Maniacal, kind of. Or I left Pendant Mire in under like basically these same conditions, and then I went back to it looking for meds.
Yeah, that's right.
So I wonder if that's gonna play any similar part here. Like they're probably not there. You don't want to throw the race here just because you decided to look for it and it was nothing. But
I mean, it's completable, but
okay,
it's a pendant. Yeah, if this had been a crystal, you maybe do it because you've got silver arrows, you've got fire, you've got cane.
okay, nice GT from Ace.
Yeah,
I really
very
like
nice.
the way that he farmed. I don't think I knew that you could stand there and fire missiles straight upwards and have that work for farming the orb so well.
Yeah.
Because it is tricky to do it. Like if you have grapple, it's a lot easier because you can fire horizontally when the eggs get spread out in front of you, and you can just grapple the drops up. So it's a bit trickier to do that without.
All right. Gammachuu also getting the gate glitch to go down to Crocomire. So he'll get his gravity suit and he'll get his ice rod.
So Ace did a really good job in that gold chorizo, and I'm kind of wondering how Gamma is going to handle it, or if he'll even kind of want to do the fight at all. Like I don't know. It's my
one option for Gammachuu. He's obviously able to do gate glitches, so he's got choices. Like that's a big thing. Like a big, and this is you can see that the skills are. Like, you can see the execution difference between Ace and Gamma, but he's learned the things you need, from what I can tell. The things to be able to, under the right circumstances, beat somebody who might be better at execution in SM than him. The gate glitches, it's just, mock balls, just little things that save time that, if you don't have those, you could just be bleeding time all over the place. But one option he would have is to go to GT from the front, and once he sees it's nothing, it was like a super missile, and I don't even remember what the other item was, he could reset to a save and then do it from the back and just not even bother killing GT.
okay.
So we'll see what he decides to do. This is gonna be a really.
So he's getting his super count up quite a bit more than Ace was able to.
Yeah.
So the fight just might be fine for him.
Yeah, as long as you know the safe spot. If you have enough supers, then you can just spam those supers and get through the fight really quickly.
Yeah, really that's a nice sword. Really, the biggest difficulties are just like, what do you do when you don't have a good super count for GT? He'll probably be fine.
So interestingly enough, we don't have logical access to the Dark World this way, but with that ice beam, we do have access to the Dark World. I saw chat earlier talking about Aga. Aga might be logically required, but not going to be hard required. Because we have flippers, we have... that ice beam will get us to Dragon, and we can just go to the Dark World from there. Now, the only downside of that is you better do everything you want to do until you have other Dark World access, because it's really long to go through that Meridia a second time just to get there.
It's not that.
Oh, we have Speed Booster. Never mind, we have Speed Booster to get us there, so it's actually logical. Yeah. Thanks, Christian.
It's
logical to do that.
It's not even terrible with Speed Booster. It's like 2 minutes ish. You still don't want to sync that if you don't have to.
If you don't have to. So it's not a logical Agassi. But
yeah. Unless.
Yeah, well, there's some weird hammer shenanigans that can still happen. What are our? No, wait, nope. We can't be a pyramid fairy hammer. Swamp Palace is a red crystal.
Oh, never. Well, wait. You mean we didn't put Specky Clip in logic?
Unless Total has not told me something. Alright, Ace, you getting us supers? Okay, he's gonna go with 31. It's gonna be interesting to see what Gammachuu farms to.
Specky Clip might actually end up being significant here. not that it's hard or that it's like it's not a difficult decision to do it, but you know, since it getting legalized and like all the controversy around it, and it making Hammerless Swamp just like not bad to do instead of the worst thing to do.
Yeah.
Um, could actually see some, like, I haven't, since it got legalized, I haven't really seen a tournament race where it was like really important or anything.
Yeah, mostly it's just been a time save. Now I want to see the seed, Link to the Past in particular, that literally has the you end up skipping hammer because Specky Clip.
I do want to see that.
I want to see it happen. I mean, it's going to be a rare thing. Like, that's not just, there's so many other reasons why you have to have hammer. Plus, you need the very specific pendant crystal layout. Oh, hi, Mitz. Well, we can go back to the Misery Mire area anytime we want, so that works out well. He's laughing at those myths.
Yeah, I would be laughing too, just because like my whole game plan here would have been to prep for needing to use Meridia for Dark World entry, and then it's just like, oh yeah, you don't have to do that. I really thought that's where the seed was setting up.
I did too. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna grab these supers. At 37 supers, he should just be able to do the fight. Yeah, it was just a heart piece. Now, I don't know what visual cue. I'm sure that looks good, but like the Oshi sprite makes it less obvious for me.
You just kind of need an understanding of like where your feet are. Oh, okay. So there's some spots that was mostly okay, but one of the supers that GT threw up landed on him. There are some I don't. There's some nuances. Like tiny, like you might be in a safe spot, but the direction that you're facing when you're shooting the super at him can cause him to throw it in a different spot. He throws the super in kind of a spot depending on where you're standing. So there's some spots that are safe from crescents, but you might be in a configuration where you'll get hit by a super being thrown at you. There's like a lot of nuance to it that I could waste a lot of time talking about, but yeah. So it's possible to be completely safe from that super throw, but you have to have like a lot of prior knowledge.
All right, Gamma getting his map information. Oh, jeez. Okay, hammer. Okay, game. We're running out of things that we need. We need a mirror. We might need boots. And we might need ether.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I think this like free Dark World access showing up is probably good for Gamma to try and get back into the lead. I mean, Gamma's behind by like the whole lower North right now, which I think is built up to be a significant lead for Ace, I think.
Now, Ace still has to do Eastern, so you do have to take that into account. But Ace may end up with if we find boots, Ace might have a much faster Eastern. But this is still a lead, like it's not going to take Ace that long to do Eastern.
But just the game just like giving you like free mitts and hammer for your LN when it didn't have to. It decreases the linearity of Link to the Past by a lot, and this I think gives Gamma more way to find advantages.
Yes, I completely agree. We'll see what Ace chooses to do. There's a lot of Link to the Past he could do, or he could do Meridia. He's gonna head back. I think I like this choice to check the mountain out. If nothing else, you want to get that Turtle Rock. You want to get that Turtle Rock info.
It would have been really cool to see Gamma get Pillar Spark.
Oh, that would have been cool. I mean, at least he's got the backup with the Space Jump plus Screw Attack makes that pretty good. So
yeah, it's not punishing, but it's like a cool speed trick to start picking up, and would have been cool to see him pull it off. Horizontal sparks are just like it's hard to get used to doing what you intend to do with them every time.
Yeah, I think this is going to be Hera for Ace into Dark Death Mountain to at least find out the information on the medallion for Turtle Rock, and then you get 6 checks out of that from in Dark Death Mountain as well. So you get Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny.
So remind me again, mirror is the only thing that we for sure know that we need, right?
Mm-hmm. Mirror, maybe Boots, maybe Ether. And I guess ammo, but like I'm looking at Gamma screen, he's got 70-45. That's well on the way to having enough ammo.
But I think Gamma definitely is gonna want Boots or Ether to be required here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's better for him. It's actually kind of funny if when we think about the idea of him wanting those boots required, because I heard him talking about in the interview after the spoiler log, he was playing Andy, who of course everybody knows is one of the top hoverers, and he's like, no, I'd rather late boots, would be fine, don't have to worry about that sort of thing.
I like I don't know if like is the right word, but I appreciate the late boot suits. Sometimes there are people that just like hate them, but I like both types of movement in Link to the Past, and I like when they both get their chances to shine.
Yeah, I agree, and you and I both. I mean, for you, it's probably your favorite, but I know it's one I don't mind. Is the old Ambrosia seeds where they tell you where the boots are. There's some people that'll just like, oh, GT boots, I'm done. Whereas, if you get GT boots, that just immediately tells you a lot about information about the seed, and I don't mind it so much. If my late boots are in GT, I know my opponent didn't have them either, so I don't mind that. All right, 29 supers for Gammachuu. Let's see how he does on this Ridley fight. Good start. All right, doesn't get Ridley into that nice pogo, but is still doing a good job of not missing.
Yeah, that's not his fault really. Well, not entirely. You could wait to force the pogo. It's optimal if you just go for it and hope for the best, honestly. But
yeah, I think he's missed 2 supers. He's gonna have to supplement that with some like 18 missiles. He did have come in with 29. But this is a good Ridley fight.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of staying in the safe spot. Which is like the safe spot makes the fight much easier when you like understand how to stay in it.
Yes.
But and there's people new to SM who like that's just a knowledge kind of thing that they might struggle with. But like all the like bases that are like all the bases that you should cover first for how to do Ridley are things that he's covered.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And in general, I mean, that's kind of what I'm seeing from his SM play, is that he knows the things he needs to know to finish a seed. I've been told he's in the there's a co-op hard mode tournament going on, and I've been told he's done well in that one as well. He's still not going to out execute the top SM runners, but he's not going to, he's going to finish. He can do all the things. And I think that's a reasonable place to start from when you're learning the SM side of this. And I'm quite impressed by it so far.
Krishnas is talking about, people tend to jump early in the fight. I like to stay on the ground for the start of Ridley so that I know for sure that he pogos.
Yep, same.
And you also want to make sure, like, not to... I try not to hit Ridley with more than 5 supers. Because more than 5 supers puts him under 80% health, which is when he starts getting the ability to decide to swoop. If you do 5 supers or less and you don't jump, it guarantees the pogo start, and it's much easier to get more supers in. It costs a little bit of time, like perfectly optimally, but also without high jump, if you're jumping to try and follow Ridley upwards, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage there. Like usually be good, but not having high jump, I think you'd have to You have to learn to approach the fight differently, and there's a lot of nuance there that you're not going to get just by learning the things you need to learn.
All right, we got a spike cave check on Ace, which is just bombs. So not a whole lot in Dark Death Mountain. Do I see correctly? That's an ether medallion for Turtle Rock. I wasn't even watching when he got there.
I wasn't paying attention.
Chat, help us out. Yep, that is an ether medallion. So we do need ether, which is good for, which is a better situation for Gammachuu. Ace is gonna go back into SM. Probably gonna go ahead and do Meridia.
I'm like too busy criticizing Gammachoo's SM. I think there's a lot of stuff in SM that's like not obvious, and you'd like never think of it until you hear someone say it, though. So,
well, like I said, if he wins this race and uses it to beat you in the finals, you'll only have yourself to blame. All right, we're gonna blind check this with the spark. High jump boots. That's something. He's really happy. Yeah, I like the look on his face when he saw those high jump boots. Very happy about those. Also gonna point out that at 70-50, that is enough ammo for Mother Brain. So if we don't find Charge Beam, we'll be fine. I mean, the odds of us not coming and running into just more ammo is really slim. Like, right there.
More supers.
Yeah, I suspect Ace will start skipping missiles, but because 70-55 is super cozy.
It's more missile cozy, but...
And yeah, Gamma gonna do the same. Oh, he's just gonna go straight to Spike Cave, but this is fine because he can go ahead and save and quit and then do the rest of the mountain stuff, so... I don't know that this is any more efficient or less efficient than leaving it to last. It's the one efficiency he does get out of this is he'll get a magic refill in Super Bunny Cave, so that'll be nice.
I think Gamma needs Hera marked. Because Gamma just did Hera, right?
Okay, he just did Hera. I missed it.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Alright, let's see what's over here in the watering hole.
If you didn't do Hera, then like jumping out of the Spike Cave would be very bad with no mirror. Oh,
Red Mail and Shovel. No, I think he went straight to Spike Cave.
I swear I saw him like doing Hera pot. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I... Okay. Oh, sorry. He went straight to... He didn't do East F. Okay, sorry. I am.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's fine. I was a little confused when you said that. But...
I swear I saw him doing Hera pot and stuff. Oh well.
That's okay. Ace did it, so we'll see Gamma do it in just a second.
Ace, why did you pre-open the save door?
I don't know.
I guess so you can like run full speed into it here after you. Maybe. Why did you do it with missiles though? Like, why didn't you use the super? I don't understand. You have 18 supers. It's like, that's fine. I don't know.
Alright, we're gonna see some Save Scum Sand Pits. Shack Tool not in logic without Grapple Beam, but we'll see. Ace can do the Ice Clip. We'll see if he chooses to do that. I think that's such a slow check, and Grapple could just be in Ganon's Tower. I'm not a fan if he chooses to do that.
Yeah, I didn't think he would. This is a situation where... Like, you're in a situation where you could spike Mirror and just... Wait, no, Ace knows about Ether requirement, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Gamma will find out shortly.
Yeah, but I mean, still, we're go -2. like this seed could be over really quickly. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
committing to
Now,
slow stuff in this kind of state is scary.
I'm with screw attack and space jump and all the movement. I might do plasma with the save, save after Dragon. Check the plasma location. Nothing in the left sand pit.
Yeah, the other thing is the like oh, Gamma using cape to walk through
I like it.
the bumper that like you
Yep.
usually dash north of that bumper if
Mhm.
you're brave enough to dash next to that bumper.
Mhm.
I've never seen someone use the cape on that. I don't think.
No, I don't think I have either. I like it.
It's nice because like you uncape during it, you get the bounce through. Usually looking like sometimes people without boots like they'll walk a little diagonally down to like one of the other bumpers. That was pretty neat. Maybe Ace wasn't like super confident in Platoon with this amount of supers. That's why he
Yeah, that wasn't great. But he gets through it, and we'll see what we have here. It looks like bomb, maybe a bomb upgrade. I'm not sure.
okay.
Definitely not
I'm
anything
gonna
we need.
compliment the fact that he got that shot off for the door shot into full halfy. It's a lot harder to do without wave because you want to shoot that shot kind of early as you're passing through the final speed blocks, but if you don't have wave, you can shoot it too early, and you can hit the last speed block in front of you with a shot. Very nice. He did get full half here, right?
He ended up space jumping across. I don't think he tried. I don't think he tried for it at that point.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he didn't think he was going to get it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't see that part. I was just like the door shot was so impressive to me. But yeah, missing full halfy is like it's like 4 or 5 seconds if you have space jump. It's not a huge deal. Pretty decent.
And the halfy doesn't.
And the fight so far.
And the halfy doesn't save time compared to space jumping.
Right.
You need the full halfy to save to get the time save.
Yeah.
He's laughing at the use of that shine spark that I didn't quite see if he'd gotten the spike suit, but if he didn't, he didn't keep it. We do have plasma beam there, which is only really nice if we get charge beam at this point, because there's not much SM left to play. We've already done Lower Norfair where it matters the most, and yeah, and Gamma going over to do Skull Wood's gonna leverage his Link to the Past skills rather than doing Meridia.
Yeah, this is I like this because this is this is what I was talking about with what the hammer and the mitts allow you to do.
Yep.
I think like once again here, I think Meridia is just like clearly the right answer, quote unquote. So you got all the good movement items at this point to
we got
do stuff
for
it.
The only thing I think we got out of that is those high jump boots. There really wasn't a lot in Meridia. Obviously, Shack and Plasma are outstanding for checks. Ace going and saving, going back into Link to the Past. We'll see what he chooses to do. I think we're gonna get a hype cave check, and maybe he'll go north into Village Valcast from that direction.
Like yeah, Ace has done Meridia now. It's just how do you decide that you personally want to route Link to the Past? Like this is now past the point where I think there's like an objective correct answer. And like Gammachuu not doing like me saying Meridia is correct. It's not correct enough for Gammachuu to just want to do it when that's not going to win him the race.
Right.
So this, I really like. I really like how both of them have routed this so far.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, really nice moth opener. He's got 12 hearts. This is not scary, but
12 hearts, and I want to say blue mail.
yeah.
Yes, definitely hasn't gotten that red mail yet.
Got a lot of stuck in the spikes there, doing no damage, unfortunately. Opening of the fight was looking really good, but still good enough.
Oh, nice sword for Ace.
Yeah, we're looking for Mirror and Ether for sure, and Boots
And
already maybe.
Yeah, no one has been in Desert to see if we need boots. And this is where you really hope to get Mirror Go mode, because Mirror, once you've done all these Dark Roll checks, Mirror just opens up a ton of annoying things. Can boots be in Desert? Boots can be in Desert. It's very trolly if they are.
The skull was like that Gammachuu did. Like you have to go check the bridge chest at the end, and you don't have the mirror, and you gotta walk out. It's just gross.
Yeah.
Your heart count is too high to death warp out, which
Yep.
After playing spoiler finals, you're used to your heart count being low.
Meanwhile, there's just a missile at the dig game. Without the mirror, we're not grabbing the smith here. I suspect Ace will do the village checks and maybe go into Thieves Town. Yeah, no, you do Thieves Town. For some reason, I keep forgetting that they got that mirror, like both runners.
They got the mirror? You mean the hammer?
Sorry, the hammer. I mean the hammer. It's the mirror we're looking for, not the hammer. So we're gonna do hammer pegs the slow way. The slow, annoying way. And yeah, it may. I wonder if Gammachuu doesn't know that this is always a small key in SMZ3. That never got that change didn't happen, because there's no reason he needs another small key at this point.
Yeah, he is in that like 2v2 tourney that's going on that isn't on a restream network. So he's been playing enough of it that it strikes me as odd that he wouldn't have like mentally figured that out by now, or maybe he just forgot this time. Maybe he does know and just forgot.
You know, how many times have we tried to attribute reasons for runners doing certain things, then you talk to them in the interview and they're just like, no, I just forgot. I forgot to do that. Okay, we don't actually need that cape, because that was just a bomb upgrade there on the bumper ledge.
I like how we're converging on Thieves Town from different directions here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, Ace, are you gonna do front of bootless Thieves Town correctly? You are not. Okay.
Okay, so what did he do wrong?
You should jump down if you don't have boots.
Jump down immediately. Okay.
Yeah. Because like you're walking that big straightaway, you're walking past where the chest is. I was doing this wrong for years until somebody else pointed it out. But like it's actually about even. It's even to do like the top or the bottom route if you have boots. The bottom route is just harder because the Zazak and crap like that. Yeah, so Gammachuu is doing the optimal route for bootsless Thieves Town. One thing Ace did do well that I expect Gamma to do well here is hookshotting that pot with the bunny beam just before the second chest. The bunny beam will block the hookshot if you're like too centered on the pot, and it's enough to make you think that hookshot just doesn't work on that pot. But if you hook the very edge of it, then you can still hook it.
All right, so far Thieves Town with nothing interesting.
And I do need to remind myself that Gamma still has Eastern done as a. So I keep thinking this is. Oh, and he's got Skulls done at this point too.
Right.
I've been talking as if he's behind. I'm not sure that I was fully correct about that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's gonna help Gamma right now. It's kind of hard to see who's in the lead. Ace full clearing Meridia and really didn't get a lot out of it.
Yeah, that's what made the okay.
And Gamma might just be able to walk into Meridia from the back and kill Dragon and leave. And that's like all that execution edge that Ace has. Gets lost when that happens, putting it into a much closer race. So, question: Pyramid Fairy can't be Mirror, and the reason for that is because Swamp Palace is a 5/6, but Ether can be anywhere but inside Turtle Rock. So.
Yeah, finding Ether could come down to a big coin flip.
Yeah, it really could. In fact, it might be better for Ace to have the Ether go mode, because that would be, there may come a point in time the Gamma says, you know what, yeah, I don't want to be in Meridia, but there's like a bazillion checks there compared to, say, 2-item Mire or what's another pendant? Ice, green pendant Ice Palace, that type of thing. On the other hand, maybe he just sticks to his, again, staying in his game as much as possible. And just figure, if it's in Meridia, I just lost. That's certainly a choice you could make.
Does what include GT? I've forgotten the context already.
Which GT do you have?
I'm sure he means Ganon Tower.
Yeah. Okay. So GT can't have progression for either SM or Link to the Past.
For Ether, SM, or Link to the Past. Okay. Why not Ether? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay. GT. Okay. So the question is because Turtle Rock has a SM boss token.
Right.
Can GT have Ether? And the answer is no.
Yeah, apparently some weird things can happen when you lessen the number of crystals and boss requirements in terms of what can be in GT. But when it's 7/7, you can't have something that leads to a pendant or an SM boss in GT.
Well, okay, yeah, so when it's... Oh, actually, I haven't played enough, 553 in, a long time for this to come up. But yeah, you could, in 553, you could find things in GT that aren't supposed to be your solution.
Right.
And give you one of the two, boss tokens that the game... Or one of the boss tokens the game isn't expecting you to get. But it would still count for opening Turian. It's really interesting. I'm actually more interested in playing 553 now that that has been mentioned, which might not be a good idea, because I really liked the reduced crystals, the 6/6 mode in A Link to the Past. So I found that really interesting because of the maybe getting to choose your last crystal. But I
like those in theory.
I lost so many of those races.
I remember that. But yeah, in theory that they should give you a choice, but one of the things that I found watching people play those was it actually didn't give you a choice nearly as much as you might have expected. A lot of times it's just
Mhm.
like the thing to do the one dungeon is in GT, and then the thing to do the other dungeon is available.
Yeah. Also, yeah, do give our runners a follow if you're enjoying this race. They're both great runners of you know, getting to be both games at this point. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, Gamma, just the amount that he's come so far in SM. If he keeps at it, he's gonna be formidable. Like this
uh,
won't be an unusual occurrence that he gets to a semifinals of.
yeah, I was so interested when I saw he joined the tournament. I was so interested to see how he would do. Um, I from the get-go, like I think my prediction is just quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, and an interesting extra piece that Gamma's going to be able to do, because he's done this from the north down to the south. He's going to drag the Smith all the way to Hype Cave, and you know if it's something or if Purple Chest is something, that's going to be a slight advantage to him. The Purple Chest, because if you're doing mural as Purple Chest, uh, it's much better to have already done the Smith, and then it's just the one item. And it's not nearly so bad. Whereas Ace has got to, he's got to go back and finish clearing Skullwoods here, and then he'll have decisions to make. Actually, we're going to see Gamma is going to have decisions to make shortly, because we know there's nothing useful or nothing required here.
oh, Gammachuu. Okay, I just remembered that Gammachuu started with Skullwoods, worked his way down
Yep.
all to here. Go -2 in SMZ3. I think it is actually like kind of crazy to not start with Hype Cave.
Mm-hmm. I'll see in a second if the Smith has anything. And he probably does the magic bat. We'll find out if that powder that we got way back at the beginning of the race, at the man under the bridge, if that has any bearing on the race.
Yeah, Ace still doesn't have that.
He still doesn't have that.
Where's the extra sword Ace has? Oh, grapple and
It was
oh,
on Stumpy.
gross.
I thought it was
What
on
about
Stumpy.
Stumpy? Oh, Gamma
Yes.
didn't do Stumpy? Did he just forget?
Well, let's see. Maybe he did it and we missed it.
Well, he would
He
have
needs
the
to,
sword if he did
yeah,
it.
he needs to swing his sword. I have not seen him swing his sword since we
Oh,
started thinking about it.
yeah. But yeah,
Ec-
people are saying he didn't get it.
Okay, so Super is not very interesting at the magic vat, so the powder is not going to hurt Ace. The grapple beam, intriguing. Could lead Gammachuu to do Shack Tool, and it's probably not a great play. Ace, if things get really bad, Ace, could just do grapple with the ice clip, but would probably do Smiths before that, would be my guess.
Yeah.
I wonder if Gammachuu's realized he skipped Stumpy and is going back to the Dark World for it. Or this could be Bombos Tablet. We haven't seen that, have we?
Well, we haven't seen Bombos Tablet because we don't have Mirror.
No, that's a good point. That's just me being dumb. Okay, where are we going, Ace? This could be Eastern. Do your... Oh, no. Oh, this is Desert. Okay, we're gonna find out whether we need those boots. And Gamma's gonna do Meridia start from the back. In general, if I'm not in go mode, I actually don't like doing this from the back. Unless I don't have speed or ice. Reason being, this is kind of a long walk, and there's no items you're picking up on your way. Whereas doing it from the front, you're going to get all your items, and then you end at the boss, and then you can just leave this way. Okay, we're about to find out. Are we boots locked?
Yep.
We are boots locked.
So I mean this, especially with Flute, like this isn't a terrible play, it's really good to like have knowledge of whether you need those boots or not, because there's some spots where you could find, you know, ether and mirror, and then like you need to know how to react. Like you react as if you're in go mode at that point or not. That could, depending where you are, it could make the difference between you clearing a bunch of extra stuff and not. And your like mirror boots or whatever trolley thing could just be here.
Have we
But
seen
like if it
Vegeta?
wasn't so convenient to get here, then I would be scared of making this play though, somewhat.
Okay, so Gamma's done this. Okay, so this is not new. I imagine Ace does Easter next, because you might as well do the crystal that you have to do, and then we'll see. And while Gamma's probably gonna clear, let's see how much of Meridia he chooses to clear. Where is this for Ace? He's done all the mountain stuff, hasn't he? Oh, he's going back into SM. This is interesting. Maybe following those speed booster checks and X-ray, because I think that's all we have besides Shack Plasma.
Yeah, and I
Don't imagine this is Shack Plasma.
I don't feel like there was a trigger for him to decide Shack Plasma.
Yeah, I am a little surprised that he's not doing Eastern, but Eastern has nothing, so he's probably hoping to get Boots Eastern.
Oh, Gamma was doing an ammo fight with Grapple, apparently. I think he did some Shine Sparks too. I wasn't really paying attention, but...
Yeah, Ace gonna go ahead and save here. Maybe this is gonna be some sort of Shack Plasma thing, because the only reason I would save here is if I was gonna do something else after these checks. And that's a good place to start for both. Yeah, because you can just reset to the ship and, you know, go into Link to the Past that way.
Gamma did one spark. Okay, the opener spark is... I did see him do it, yeah. The opener spark is by far your best opportunity for damage. So, like, if you're gonna do one, that's the one.
Yeah, and Grapple's not necessarily faster if you can't do the Grapple quick kill, and I don't know where he's at on that.
I guess we're running low on, like, stuff that doesn't suck, right?
Aw, Ace, go get the sword. I mean, to be fair,
Good for Gamma if he ends up going this way. If he doesn't realize he forgot Stumpy.
Yeah, that sword. I mean, I get why you skip it. You're probably resetting anyway.
Yeah. Okay. If I thought about, if I thought about it in this position, I'd skip it too. I like in SM Rando by itself. I have like there are times when like chat will like criticize me for like you're skipping like this amount of ammo or you're skipping this super pack or whatever, when my plan was to like save scum a bunch of stuff. And so it's like I don't want to spend the time grabbing the items if I'm just gonna reset. It's hard to like. So there's some save scum plans that are like less obvious than others though, so it's hard to determine.
Okay, one more new check for Ace. We've seen the climb supers from Gamma, and we know that's nothing. So if this waterway is nothing, then we're gonna get the reset from Ace.
I think it's just grabbing the X-ray item is slow, no matter what it is, as well. So.
Yeah, that's true. Now, get a reserve tank at Waterway.
Yeah, so Waterway not being required. Is this a situation where I think Gamma's scout of Climb Supers probably ends up paying off. Gamma is less likely to want to decide to go to Waterway because of it, and it has nothing.
And even if he had like at this point, Ace would already be resetting if he knew that there was nothing at Shaft Supers.
Yeah.
And I think he just skipped that arrow capacity the first time through. I had to think about that for a second. Like, no way, he's done blueberrying.
Arrow capacitors are like the most useless items in the whole game.
Arrow capacity, bomb capacity.
Bomb
They don't even give
capacity
you
I
a
like.
refill.
I will take those.
Yeah, especially early in the game.
Is this
You know,
door
like
open? Yeah, okay, it's
you can
open.
get some extra bombs for say mini Moldorm. You know, it doesn't feel so bad to buy if you have like a 15 bomb max. It doesn't feel so bad to buy bombs if it's going to be like.
Speaking of bombs,
Yeah.
the wrong type of bombs. Gamma getting Super Metroid
Yeah.
bombs.
But yeah, because you won't be maxed at 10 now. There's the reset, and now this has got to be Shack Plasma. So we'll see what order he does these things. I've kind of come to the conclusion for myself. At go -1, you do Plasma first because it's kind of quicker. At go minus more than 1, I would do Shack first. Because if you get the item at Plasma, you're not going to want to do Shack Tool. If you get the item at Shack Tool, then Plasma, it's not that big a deal to add on top of that. But we'll see what Ace chooses to do. I just, I've had a couple of Cs where you go -2 and you go get your item at Plasma and you're good to go, and then next thing you know, you're last locating Shack Tool for something else.
Like Gamma didn't pick up red mail at Watering Hole. What? It's right next to Shovel, which you. Oh, okay.
Maybe he still thinks it's spoiler log, and you're just not picking that kind of thing up.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, you know what? Actually, it might be smart. We still don't have Mirror. There might come up situations where he'd want a Death Warp, and the red mail on these hearts would be really bad.
Oh,
That might
that's a
be
good
it.
point.
I wouldn't have been able to think of that in the amount of time between like seeing that red mail and when you could grab it. So, actually probably pretty smart. Ace doing Ice Clip. I mean, I guess you go into SM, you're doing X-ray, Waterway, and stuff, and that doesn't pan out. Nice.
First try. Also going to point out, he switched over to SMZ3. It's a little bit easier to control, not killing the Puyos there.
Mm-hmm. Also, the ice plasma beam by itself is a really bad hitbox.
Mm-hmm. And looks like Gammachuu about to get his high jump boots. Probably not going to want to reset those. So
really expected Gamma to actually get around to doing Shack Plasma first, honestly, just because the grapple puts Factual logic, and Gamma's put Meridia off for longer, so I actually feel like there's a more incentive to do those checks than Ace did.
I forgot how cool the Shine Spark was on the Yoshi with the kind of the helicopter thing there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, with bombs this is fine. This is fine with bombs.
I hate it when people do the check from there. It's so bad to get back out of, like, even with bombs, like, I don't know. And you're not, like, if you want the item, you don't have it when you do the check that way, I just...
Yeah, it's not my favorite. Okay, but, with bombs, it's not as bad. Like, with power bombs and no bombs or spring ball. Also, this is going to be X-ray for Gamma, and I wonder if he's also going to do... so he'll get that tempered sword. He'll want to pick this up. He'll want to keep this. I wonder if he'll take this into Waterway.
Yeah, probably. This is, I think the answer is Pendant Ice, honestly, like, at this point.
Pendant Ice or Pendant Mire? Yeah.
Yeah. Pendant Mire
or Pendant Pod. Pendant Pod.
Oh, Pendant Pod.
Oh my god, we haven't touched a pendant.
Like,
we just haven't touched a pendant.
I'm surprised Gamma isn't going harder on the pendants, though. Like,
yeah, me too.
I would feel that he would want to make that call.
But the Green Pendant Ice for Ace in particular, who hasn't done Eastern yet, Green Pendant Ice could be. You do that and then go turn in your Green Pendant on your way to Eastern or right after Eastern.
Oh, true. I was thinking like, Pod's the answer because you combo EP and Pod, but you're right. The Green Pendant matters.
Yeah, and
Wait,
you know,
well, no.
you
Hold on.
you can't combo EP and pod without mirror. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not the same.
I just realized.
Now,
Yeah,
if you
okay, so
get the mirror and
doesn't
pod, then
that
you
doesn't
know.
matter then.
But that is
Never
everything,
mind.
and that is everything in SM now.
Yeah, Gammachuu, I feel Gammachuu needs to not do everything in SM, so
You know, he's only got Shaq Plasma left at this point.
checks in logic for him, and
I know, right? And it wasn't in logic for Ace, and yet Ace is the one that did it. But I mean, if we're down to execution and Link to the Past, then I mean, granted, we still have a little bit of SM. We do need to do Turian, for instance. Ace is just going to go ahead and do Eastern. That makes a ton of sense. But yeah, Gamma might actually be a little bit ahead here by not doing that Shaq Plasma check.
The Meridia clear was Ace's biggest like advantage up to this point, and now that that's kind of evened into Ace has not done Eastern.
Yeah.
Ace not getting to Eastern without... I mean, yeah, okay, all the SM stuff was more attractive. I still think Eastern might have been more attractive than... I feel like Eastern should have been more attractive than, like, X-Ray, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he didn't do it first.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And we know there's nothing in Eastern, but he doesn't know that. It just feels like, you know, do your crystals, do the things you know you have to do. And Gammachoo's taking the Ice Palace play. And it could also make a difference, like which items we find, who finds which items first, and which items are found first.
Yeah, I don't see Ace not going to Ice as the next move, though. Meyer is like... Wait, no, sorry, Meyer isn't bad. We have Flute and Mets. Meyer is
Meyer's
not...
fine. Meyer's fine.
Yeah, Meyer's not terrible. But I think
I could see doing... I feel like Meyer might be the last one you do, like Pod and Ice feel better. It's 4 items and 5
Pod
items.
exists. Pentapod doesn't exist. That bow, like, I mean, the bow is nice to know to have for pod logic, but in SMZ3 where like your Dark World access and like Aga and like stuff like that is a lot less relevant.
There's a charge beam that we don't care about.
I feel like it's a lot harder in SMZ3 to follow a bow to pod.
Yeah.
In most cases, unless you're like getting shoehorned into like Flipper or Aga Dark World access, things like that.
Now, the one argument I would have for Misery Meyer is we do have the Bombos. Maybe we have it for a reason.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I was gonna say it points to Ice, but we have Fire Rod, so it's not really the case anymore.
Mm-hmm. So the Charge Beam not going to save time on Mother Brain compared to a full ammo kill unless we get Wave as well. And even then, it's kind of a break even. The main thing that the Charge Beam does is you don't risk soft lock if you have issues. But, you know, Gammachuu has shown, like, for some Link to the Past first players, I would, you know, you see a lot of inefficient ammo Mother Brain kills. Gammachuu has shown himself to know what he's doing on his bosses, so I can't imagine that he'd mess up Mother Brain after, you know, having, you know, very, for his amount of time playing, very skillful fights on the other bosses.
MB has a lot of specific math with like DPS though, and I'm not sure if he like knows those numbers. That's the only thing that I would say. Yeah,
which is actually an interesting point because potentially you might use that Charge Beam instead of the ammo if it came down to it.
Yeah, and the time save of not having to refill ammo is oh yeah, true, like not having to do ship refill. Yeah,
that could be... I mean, it is a reasonable time save. Okay, Ace done with Eastern. We are now
very nice. Gamma doing the trick where you melt Cold Star Shell using sword beams.
Mm-hmm.
You
Big fan of that.
properties of the Fire Rod that comes before it.
All right, so unless the green pendant is something, there's nothing in Ice Palace, so, we'll see what Ace does next. Ace going into pod, so,
Doing the cold stir fight that way let him save magic for the whatchamacallit? For
for the second
the pub
phase.
phase, yeah.
Yep.
Which like I don't think of it as a very big deal when you have tempered, but it is a little bit faster, and he just did that so well, made it.
Yeah, I'm a
Work.
big fan of that strat. I like to see runners use that. All right, we're gonna check that
I
shovel.
only think about it when I'm on MS or worse. But, or when I'm on MS, you can't
or
spider sword, but
or when it's low magic, because sometimes you get yourself a situation you don't have a full magic bar, and you don't have bombos, so you might need to actually do those dupes. We're gonna turn in that green pendant immediately. Well, almost immediately. We did check the shovel. Shovel's just got a shield. Gamma didn't want it.
Yeah, so it's good for Ace that Ace is not going into Ice, just not doing the same thing as Gamma, because these decisions are really going to matter now, and this is like the way the rest of the back half of the seed has gone is like exactly what Gamma needed to stay in it.
Yeah, unless just five arrow capacity.
Well, Ice was a bust unless it's Ped.
Yeah, that's right.
I was really liking the Ice play too.
I think this is going to be purple chest. Since he already invested the time to turn the smith, this makes a lot of sense to me. Good old mirror in purple chest, everybody's favorite.
Yeah, Gamma might be feeling bad if it's in pod, maybe, because that wasn't where he chose to go first. Oh, pet check?
Oh, you know what? I don't see this enough from players. I really like this. When you get to the point, I mean, with Go -3, I don't know if I'd do it this soon, but when you start investing in pendant dungeons, why don't you find out what's at the end of the train? It is just couch cash.
It feels so bad to do this walk without boots. I don't think I would have wanted to do it, especially like not being able to combine it with a check, really.
Oh, this is interesting. We're doing. He hasn't been in desert yet, so he's probably going to see if this is boots lock if he can finish it. AceZer0 has done this, so I forgot that this. I mean, if Gammachuu could have managed to not do this, then he gets that extra advantage there. But
I think
I'm
also
going to give Ace time back.
For Gammachuu, like if he's going to be going into more pendant dungeons, he's going to like really need to know. He's going to really want to know if doing a pendant boss with no item is worth it. Now we know that it's not.
Right. Especially like pod is a good chance Helma has something, but Misery Mire, I mean, knowing that you don't have to kill Vitreous is pretty big. So far, pod with nothing, but it's 4 keys in the front, so we have to go to the back before we get any real things.
This is the point in this type of seed where you start feeling really stressed out and worried, even if like you think you played great up to this point and things went well, and Ace, you
front of escape. Front of escape. We haven't seen front of escape.
Oh my god, this exists.
It does exist.
Front of escape. I was even like memeing about this not that long ago. Totally forgot.
I did too until Gamma started walking north of Link's house. I'm like, yeah, that's a thing. Okay, that's all the small keys. No more small keys in pod. I don't know how many items we've gotten so far, though.
It's crazy that neither player went. Well, I mean, I don't think it's crazy, but it's not. It's understandable, but it's also like,
yeah, you often see this late if the morph ball is early.
Morph and Pearl, like
Morph and Pearl are both early, so there wasn't a lot of incentive to do these checks.
Yeah, it's just like it's often makes sense like when one player doesn't get to it, but you're scared if you're scared because like you have no idea what may have pushed the other player here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're running out of stuff in pod.
We got map and compass, I think, so...
Do you think Ace will kill Helma?
I think so.
Well, there's map and compass.
there's
There
the
is an
map.
item.
Oh, this is kind of gross. That
Yeah,
the
he's just
mirror.
yeah. Okay, so you know this didn't even allow for a good route. Oh,
Oh
there's
my
the
god, the mirrors in
mirrors.
Zelda
Zelda
Cell.
Cell. Oh my god.
This was Sphere 2, I think, at worst. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it says
key,
I didn't see where the small key was. Because whether that's behind the mitts or not, or sorry, behind the glove or not, and Ace is going into ice.
That's massive, and
yeah. Oh my god. I
I
was gonna get the powder too.
I would not feel. Oh yeah, this is gonna lead Ace astray. I think you want to follow this if you get powder at this point. Glove was Sphere 1. I know that. Lamp, I forget.
No, the lamp only matters if the small. I don't need. Does it matter if the small?
It matters if the small key is in Dark
Cross.
Cross.
Dark Cross.
I
Okay.
think it might be there.
Well, I mean, Gamma didn't check it, and he still got 2 items to find. So
Gamma didn't have any keys left.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got to be there.
I think that's where the key is. Oh, small key was in the back.
In the
okay,
back.
so say what that was
map
to mirror.
Yeah, maybe it was in. Maybe it was the map because I don't recall seeing the map necessarily.
He skipped the small key on the boomerang.
Yeah. That's something that what typically happens to me in that situation is I'll forget to skip the small key, in the first spot, because it's a little faster to skip that small key, and then you end up skipping the boomerang guard one instead.
Not entirely sure if that's true, because the first card, it drops the key in a much better spot.
Okay, that's fair.
So even though you do always have to kill the second one, I often find that I've had some times where I meant to skip the first card, but like the second one just drops its key so far that I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. So where are we going, Ace? Are we going Fort of Escape too? No, we're going to Shovel.
Oh, I thought Ace did this forever ago.
No, he didn't.
Okay, but
he's been in this area. Oh, because he did Stumpy and Gamma didn't do Stumpy. So like if you had the mirror, you would do it here. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Gammachuu gets the mirror, but where is AceZer? Where are the boots? If the boots in AceZer are behind mirror, then like this is just huge advantage Gammachuu at this point. If they're not, and I don't mean just Swamp Palace. Because I imagine Gamma just goes and starts doing mirror checks after this. If this is not the answer, if it's not in here, then there's a lot of mirror checks, and they're really, really slow, and they're kind of places that you've already been, and whereas Ace could potentially get a mirror go mode if he, maybe goes to Meyer next instead of. Going to that front of escape play.
Yeah, Ace needs something required to be in Meyer, because I think at this juncture Gammachuu is gonna be following the mirror for a long time.
Yep. Like there's the world in which Ace goes to Meyer, finds AceZer tablet, and boots are in Turtle Rock. Right? And then he just has, he'll run out of places, and then he won't have to do any of those mirror checks.
Until boots are in the Mimic Cave.
Yeah, and there is that world too, right?
Ridiculous. Yeah, I think Ace needs to be really lucky here to still be in this race, though. Gammachoo's much more likely to find what he needs behind the mirror. But yeah, it could get really ugly for Gammachuu if Gamma finds one thing that he needs and not the other.
Right. There's that charge beam for Ace.
maybe we could switch audio to Gammachuu. I think
We could do that.
I just like forget. I just forget to
I'm
switch
much,
audio. When
yeah,
supposed
I'm
to be
much
on
more
doing it,
likely
but-
to notice if I'm watching than if I'm calling the race.
Thank you.
Chat asking if the items can be in GT. No, the items cannot be in GT. Anything progression towards either getting into GT, like crystals, or progression towards beating Mother Brain cannot be in GT with 774. We said earlier that, yeah, there's some weird things that can happen if you go lower on your crystals or your boss count. But we are 774 here, so...
Ace doing a much. Oh no, Ace kept a bunch of. Did Ace bomb us the shell?
He might have. I didn't. I think he did.
I guess he didn't quite have full magic, so he like had to bomb us the shell. Didn't have full hearts either. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's confident in doing the sword beam dupes. It's something
you need sword beams to do the.
Yeah, that's
sword
also
beam
really
dupes,
good. Yeah, you're right. He wasn't full up on health, so.
I actually like we had a conversation like not too long ago where he said like he like didn't know how to do them at all, and I was like, oh, it's really easy. You just do this.
Yeah,
and, like,
I've had that.
And,
I've had that exact conversation with him, and it's like I never practiced it. I just watched you do it because you'd had that low that really the new low percent where you have to you're only on 3 hearts and you have to delete everything. And I just learned, you just watch it, and it's like, oh yeah, just know the timing. And Swamp looks like it had nothing. So now we're off to mirror checks for Gammachuu. I feel like if Ace gets the mirror first before getting one of the other things, I actually think that's bad for him. So we'll see where he goes next. And we do have Pyramid Fairy access, so Swamp could still be a factor. There's the wave beam, which we just don't care about.
Well, it did all the things that.
Okay, Ace is going to get his mirror. He's headed towards escape, which, funny enough, might not be ideal. Yeah, this could just put him behind, because I imagine he'll do all the same thing Gamma's doing right now, but he's just going to be behind to them. The one thing that could bring him back, though, is Gamma hasn't been in pod yet, so if Gamma runs out of things behind this mirror, probably does pod before Meyer would be my guess. Or the Ether could just be in here and he'll go to Turtle Rock.
Okay.
Okay, 45 Ether. This is really bad for Ace unless Boots are in Meyer and he gets there first, and even that, like, I don't. This is really bad for Ace.
Yeah, like if Ether is going to be behind Mirror, Ace would have had a much better chance if Ether is like at Graveyard Ledge or at Pyramid Fairy, like one of the slower checks.
Yep.
For Gamma to sink more time.
I blame the early Morph Ball. I think both our runners would have had Mirror forever if Morph Ball hadn't been so incredibly early.
Yeah, that just happens in this. I have said a number of times that like, especially when you're like in like bigger SMZ3 races like weeklies, you often come out of it being like you're comparing notes and it feels like none of you played the same seed. These two definitely will feel like they had played the same seed, but it would have been just as simple as like deciding to do Power Castle just a tiny bit earlier, and your experience would have been quite different.
Yeah, kind of a fun reaction there. I looks like there's some words there.
Yeah, I think he knows that's not great for him.
No, I mean...
So Gamma stayed out of Pendant Pod, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I feel like what needs to happen for Ace at this point, Boots have got to be something like Meyer. Not here in Turtle Rock.
Did Did Gammachuu do left side swamp?
Yes, he went back into swamp afterwards.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. I feel like Ace should think he should skip it. I hope that he does.
Yeah, that would
Or
help
staying
him.
in the race.
But like, you know, once you're done with Turtle Rock, what do you do next? Do you do 5-item pod or you do 2-item mire? Or, you know, like, or in Gammachoo's case, you maybe go back to the purple chest since you've already turned in the Smith. Whereas Ace hasn't even started that chain. And yes, there's still a few mirror checks that we have, like Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah. Just like Ace needs some way to like call this back. I'm kind of struggling to find something that sends him to Mire. Okay. So Ace doesn't know that Pet is dead. That
Right.
might help him actually. The answer could still be Helma. Helma has an item. I forgot.
The answer could still be Helma. If that's the answer, that's probably bad for Ace. I don't imagine him going back to Pendant Helma before going, you know, having already cleared the rest of it.
Yeah. It's pretty likely Gamma is just gonna find Boots pretty soon, probably in TR, and that's just
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
mean,
just because
it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Boots are just here in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, how is Ace gonna decide to do Mire in a way that like he should save the time on LSS. I don't think it's correct for him to do that. But does Ace go to other mirror checks first? If Ace gets Ether next, what does he do with that?
Well, and he's also got to make that decision. I mean, I've often said for myself, I'd rather lose skipping left side swamp, you know, and have that be the answer than lose because I spent the extra time to do it. I'm not sure where Ace is on that.
Yeah, people have a lot of incorrect opinions about left side swamp.
Yeah, I know, right? and the thing about left side swamp, and I've said this multiple times. I've lost for doing it. I've lost for not doing it. I've won for doing it. I've won for not doing it. Like there is no correct answer that can be spread out through every seed. There's just the correct answer for the seed you're playing, and you know you just have to make a judgment call.
Yeah, and correct for the matchup and like how you played it so far and stuff.
Yep.
That stuff is all important. So like if Ace had gotten Mirror before doing Pendant Pod, that would change the answer whether left side swamp is correct for him. Stuff like that.
No, it wasn't in I mean, not that it matters now that the Ether's behind the mirror, but it wasn't in Mimic Cave, so.
Boots on Helmasaur. I'm trying to. So boots have to be in Mire or on Helma, I think, for Ace to come back. And I'm trying to think about which one is better for him.
I would say Mire, because like if you're Gamma, and you get 4 items out of Pod, and your other option is to go to Mire, I think you kill Helma.
Oh yeah, you're right, for sure.
Now Gamma, you see Ace is going back in. I had a feeling he might.
Gamma has the mirror, so like there will be no issues with routing Pod and routing yourself out of the boss being a good idea.
Yeah, I think Ace was gonna do Helma, and then he just got stuck in a bad place. Like there are ways. I've often talked about the hammer jump just not being as powerful in non-key sandy modes as it isn't. Like it's super powerful in key sandy modes.
I think the problem is that you didn't have big key until very late.
I know, right? Yeah. So ideally, if you have the big key early, what you'll want to do is you can do the hammer jump and then walk around through Harmless Hellway.
Laser skips from Gamma. You just like running in and going straight for them, and it's working.
I mean,
not
he's
running
good
because he doesn't have any boots, but like. Like I see, like for myself and like other people I see doing them, it's just like you pause and like you kind of like try to like line up with like the beat of the laser and stuff, but he's just able to go for it almost as smoothly as if he has boots.
Also, I'm
Ace is doing
okay.
off safe comp. Oh god.
Yeah. He already went back. Yeah, he's been in it. Shout out to Specky Clip making this not as bad if you hate doing diver down like I do.
You do have to do it again when you enter though. You have
Yeah.
to do Specky Clip twice.
That's not such a big deal. Okay, Trinex's about to be down for Gammachuu.
Yeah, I'm so sad Ace went back in. What do we got on Trinex?
Oh, map. Okay, so we're still looking for boots.
Yeah.
He's done with Left Side Swamp. We'll see how quickly he gets this Ether medallion. What is left up here? Do we have all the crystals? We do have all the crystals, don't we? All right, yeah. So I like this play from Gammachuu a lot. Just go ahead and do GT now, because you can, and you can even kill Ganon now. Like you can totally finish.
Yeah, I didn't even think about this.
Desert's an SM boss, so you just do this now.
Oh, so
Chad saying BG on the board.
Okay.
Buddy.
My brain is like telling me, yeah, okay, this cuts out an extra mountain climb at the cost of you're doing Ganon's Tower without boots that are definitely available outside of it.
Yeah.
It just feels so bad to me to be in this position, but I think he's correct.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the correct play. Ace gonna get started on his. He's gonna get his ether and probably be doing basically the same thing. There's ether for Ace. I think that was just an okay. I mean, we now know there's nothing in Turtle Rock, but he doesn't know that. I mean, you just do it. Yeah, you know, I actually like what Christian says, doing that Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, let's talk again about can boots be in GT? They cannot be in GT. Hopefully Gammachuu knows this. Because again, GT will not lock progression to pendants. Sorry, will not lock progression to crystals or to boss tokens. And Ace is going to head into Turtle Rock. He'll full clear this and be in the same position as Gammachuu. I mean, the one good thing about all this is one of the things I often complain about in SMZ3 is you have sometimes you have these insanely long go mode chains. Where, you know, you have all the things and they have like 5-6 dungeons still to do. We're gonna have a relatively short go mode, especially if both runners do GT before getting the boots.
It's not the junk fill. It's just that Ganon's Tower is Ganon's Tower logically requires the 4 boss tokens as well. The junk fill, the junk fill does exist, so that like fewer of the unrequired major items aren't in GT, but that's not the reason why.
Did we just get the big key? Looks like we just got the big key.
I think so.
Okay. Now we'll start the climb. Yeah, random room top right. Thank you.
I think I like just found it harder to focus on like GT big key hunt being like the big thing when we're not in go mode yet.
I know, right?
Still like invested in the drama of the race. But I do get the feeling that Ace is too far behind.
Yeah, I do too. But you know, until we actually see where those boots are, I'm not gonna call it over.
Oh no, Gamma getting knocked off a cannonball sucks without boots, having to rewalk the bridge. Like with boots, it's like, okay, I made a mistake, I got knocked off, whatever. Now I have iframes and you can just dash.
Yeah, I mean, there's even a strat that says just fall off immediately and use your iframes that some people use, so. Yeah, I think D-Web in chat is right. We need, in order for the Gamma needs to do Shack Plasma and Pod as well, but of course Pod could still be the answer. Like, it could still be Helma. Thing is, if I'm Gammachuu, like, I'm not touching. I mean, I'm even surprised he did the extra checks, like the X-ray check and stuff, and instead of focusing on his better game at that point.
Yeah, I think when the choices started getting bad is actually when I started disagreeing with the runners' choices the most. And it's not even like I mostly disagreed with their choices for themselves and not in the general sense. Like what I thought each runner's advantage should be. They didn't really press.
So let's just review for a second what locations we do have left. That we have not seen from either runner. We have not seen Purple Chest, which is a huge advantage Gamma, unless Ace does it, you know, does the Smiths into Purple Chest soon. I mean, he does have the mirror, so it's not as bad for him, because...
And since he doesn't have Smiths done, he's more likely to want to do that as an extra
Yeah,
check.
that's true. So maybe that's advantage Ace. We have both items in Misery Mire unknown. We have Helmasaur. We know it's not Ped, that's been checked, it's just rupees.
Ace doesn't know that, which is very interesting.
Right, Ace doesn't know that. Am I missing anything?
Graveyard
Ledge, Pyramid Fairy, Checkerboard, yes.
Oh my god, Pyramid Fairy is still,
Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, I agree with Crushins who said it earlier. Do the Pyramid Fairy right then after, you know, you get your red crystal.
After
Swamp,
right. They have both. Yeah. I'm surprised neither of them did that, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of
actually, you know what? No. Okay. I think here's what it was. It's like, you do K45 because it's like sort of on the way to Pyramid Fairy-ish, and you just didn't expect K45 to beat progression, and it was.
Yeah, and then it stopped you from continuing.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's.
I might have still done Pyramid Fairy. I mean, it's easy to say that in hindsight. I don't know if that would have actually been what I did.
Honestly,
it is slow. But yeah, I mean, I
probably in TR from your perspective. I don't think I could have pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair statement. Although, I mean, me personally, you know, you talk about your item dense checks. I have definitely had a certain amount of success of avoiding the super dense areas, figuring that's, you know, if that's the answer, I'm in more trouble. So I could see, you know, especially me as a weaker runner, I might make that decision. Whereas, you know, you're one of the strongest runners, and you know you don't want to waste that time.
Yeah. So Gammachuu about to go into the Ganon fight, and there's this usual sense of finality I get from watching this cutscene that like is not appropriate.
I know, right?
But like, depending on like if Ace decides to do GT right now as well, we're just this is gonna be even. But like if Ace doesn't do GT, like I don't know how I'll feel about doing GT without boots like this, but like this is just a lot shorter of an endgame from Gamma's Go mode than you usually see in SMZ3.
Yeah, like I said earlier, SMZ3 has the tendency to have these insanely long Go mode stretches. You know, where you're you know, maybe killing a boss and, you know, maybe doing, you know, 4 or 5 dungeons.
Wow, Gamma's opponents just cannot get the double spin on Trinix today.
And also to mention, unlike in Link to the Past, we do not seed any of the boss fights in SMZ3. So whatever warps Gammachoo's getting, Ace will get different warps. And Ace says, I'm not going to GT right now. Where is he going?
I really wasn't sure what he would choose to do either way. Nice triple from Gamma. Gamma's got a lot of triples today. On Gamma.
Okay, this is not Smiths. This is Pyramid Fairy.
This could be really. I don't know. I
just realized.
It's pretty quick. Oh, Gamma gets stumped here. Does that mean he?
Have we checked the ledge here?
I guess not.
No,
we have
not. We have not checked Catfish. You're right. Oh
I forgot
God.
about that.
Are we gonna
chat mention those either?
Is someone gonna? Are we gonna get like they both had a really good opportunity to do Catfish. Gamma when he entered Meridia from the. Yeah, and if it's Pyramid Fairy, then Ace just loses because Gamma's doing it next.
I totally get this. I totally understand this from both.
Now, I mean, one option for Gammachuu, he could have done this before going into the Ganon fight. You could just go. I don't know if that'd be faster, to be honest, but it would be an option because it just puts you there at the end. Chat asking, what are they looking for? We are looking for boots. Can't you see that we're just walking everywhere?
I don't think there's a way that it could have been better. So I think there's no real reason to waste the brain power
probably
on,
not.
Like, if it's safe to do that. You could have, but it might have lost time.
And there they are. Well, Crushins, you win, because you would have gone to Pyramid Fairy for sure, you say.
Okay, so that's Go mode for Ace at 226, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get Go mode slightly sooner, but Gammachuu just has so much less to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Gammachuu also getting a 226 boots Go mode. I wanted to sound excited about it, but the person that hit, it's just awkward because the person that hit the Go mode, that found the Go mode item,
yep, is way behind.
Yes, so it's like that's not good for them.
Yeah, like Ace doesn't know it, but it would have been much better if that hadn't been the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're gonna get simultaneous desert clears.
Yeah,
but then Ace is gonna have to climb GT, and Gammachoo's just gonna be able to go to Torian.
Isn't because I'm like rooting for, or isn't because I'm officially rooting for one person or the other. But
well, I mean, Gamma, if you're watching this back, if you the advice that Audra was giving was real. So.
You know, you didn't have to say that.
I didn't have to say that, but you'd be rude not to. I don't think you would give him false advice for SM.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, so I guess the one thing I don't think this is super bad to say on comms or anything, but obviously Ace and I are league teammates. So it would have been cool for me to have the final stage with him personally, but Yeah, Gammachuu, if he's able to close this out, will make the finals and face me, and that's also really exciting for him. First SMZ3 tournament and making finals. It's not bad. And we've had a lot of fake things in SMZ3 matches lately, haven't we?
A lot of what?
Fake syncs, like
Oh
how
yeah,
they
yeah.
look like they're synced, but
Oh yeah, because like, and then the one race, the one between you and Maniacal, which was super close. You went in a completely different order to finish the game. Oh, come on, Gamma, I could do that fight.
Okay, I'm feeling a bit better about this now. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just talking about how the one time it wasn't synced, the race with you and Maniacal. So.
Yeah, it was super close.
And then giving Gamma a hard time for doing not getting one run on the Landmo with silvers. That should be old hat for Gammachuu.
I mean, it starts to go so bad if you miss a silver though, because it's so laggy.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, shout outs to the fast ROM that we're not using. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe he's gotten used to the fast ROM. Although I guess League is not using it either, so I don't know how much like ladder or weeklies he's playing.
Yeah, I had one race that I saw Gammachuu is doing this like super laggy hookshot in Mimic Zero, and I was just like, oh, I feel like he's doing that because he's used to fast ROM from Links to the Past. And then I realized HMG isn't using it. Spoiler Turning wasn't using it. So League isn't using it. So yeah, I guess not.
All right, Ace into the GT area. Yeah. Yeah, you could see. Yeah, you could definitely. Yeah, there we go. That wasn't the best Metroid one ever, but
okay, I take bombing the Metroids off for granted now, but it is actually really tricky. You have to like be moving. You have to be moving through the bomb as it explodes, so that like the bomb actually pushes the Metroid in a direction that you aren't gonna into a space that you aren't gonna occupy in like the next frame. But yeah, doing pretty standard strats for it, so. Does he go for Baby Skip?
I'm gonna guess. Well, maybe he goes for it. Oh, he's going for the reverse one.
Yeah, interesting. Definitely like takes effort to lure. Oh, I think he's getting.
I think he got grabbed. I think he got grabbed.
Yeah. Okay. Do you get grabbed before the transition, or like it takes time for the door transition to like actually take you to the next room. Like the fade out, you can get grabbed during the fade out, and that puts you in like perma baby state. Your horizontal movement is still impacted.
Yeah, so let's see. I mean, it is possible to finish this way, but hopefully he knows that you just save and quit and reset, and you're fine.
Yeah, he knows.
Just save and reset, I should say. There's no save and quit in SM.
There's another thing I noticed from his match last time is that he did not know that you can reset as soon as you agree to the save dialog box and the save starts flashing and stuff. Like as soon as that happens, like the game saves in 1 frame, so you can just reset right away. That was something I noticed you didn't know from last match. And
Now, gotta be a little careful with that because that goes for the save stations. It does not go for the ship.
yeah, don't do that on the ship. The ship is different for no reason. The ship only saves once you clear the dialog box that says save completed. I don't know why it's different, but that has screwed people before. Going for
Right.
Zeb skip with did he turn off? No, he didn't turn off.
No, he didn't turn it
So
off.
he was
Scare
going
tag.
for. He's doing trying to do the down back one, I think.
It took him a few tries, but you know, I can't do that. I know you don't do that. So.
I probably could if I like put a lot of effort into, but I've never liked that method. So he can do something that I can't. So I mean, that's
there you go. There you go. Yeah, and with the full beam combo, you don't even care about the supers. This is plenty fast enough. I've always heard that it's basically the same with 20 charge shots versus 60 super shots.
Yeah,
it just kind of comes down to execution. Farfalu in chat, who was Gammachoo's previous round victim, says Gamma learns too fast.
Yeah, I think I made a huge mistake calming this.
Not easy, just schedule the finals for tomorrow night and doesn't have time to practice.
I'm not playing SMZ3 in the same day as playing Harder at Hell.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Terrible idea. But I mean, like, so this came down to like what choices were made in A Link to the Past and when, and
yep. Yeah, do Pyramid Fairy before K45, and you just hit go mode at K45. Because, I mean, because the boots by themselves, I think you stay in the Dark World and continue those checks because it opens like one item in Desert and it opens Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb. And the odds of that one item being the one you need are not good enough that I think you just leave. Whereas Aether opens up an entire dungeon with, 6 items when you include Mimic Cave.
Yeah.
So it's hard to resist the pull of, well, my boots are probably just in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and it's like not really likely to lose you a lot of time anyways, to just do the dungeon. Do you have to do it anyways?
Yeah, and Turtle Rock, is like the worst go mode. Well, okay, second worst because Thieves Town is a terrible go mode dungeon. It just doesn't really apply in non-entrance modes. Turtle Rock is just not a good go mode dungeon.
Yeah, Gammachuu entering the final escape. Oh my god, that door transition. I'm sorry. Anyways.
I mean, that's yeah, I mean, you pick up on those little things a lot. And that one, actually, I mean, I noticed that one, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah. In the final escape, to the second of the 2 games, and
this is just Gammachoo's day.
About to, really is about to take this smash over Ace.
We get to see that helicopter Yoshi. I love the shine spark. Like you said, not a huge fan of most of the SM sprites, but this one's tolerable. It's cute and it's got some fun shine sparks. Yeah, Ace in the Ganon fight. It's going to be basically the Turian behind. And Gammachuu finishing up with an official race time of 38:11. GG's, and congratulations going to the finals.
Yep, GG's. Get your GG's in chat. Yeah, what a tournament this has been for him so far.
Yeah, no kidding. It's just, yeah, he's done well.
He's crushed me in Link to the Past rando before, so should be interesting. Yeah, Ace getting one of the final bosses done. Kind of more of fake sync here.
Mm-hmm.
Still has to do Turian.
Oh, right. There's Gamma. About that, I was just asking you if you wanted to come in for news. GG's. Wow. What a tournament for you.
Hey, GG's. Thank you. I was expecting to already have been done with last week when I was racing Farfalu, and if he didn't beat me, I said, surely AceZer0 will. Just put it in. It's stressful going up against these runners. They're very good, very top tier in SMZ3. So I'm just looking at race time, and I kind of stopped looking at it after I'm killing Mother Brain. I'm like, I don't want to pay attention to that. Just finish your game. Stressful, but yeah, happy to have on the win.
And we're also going to be joined by AceZer0. GG's.
Thanks. GG's Gamma.
Hey, GG's Ace.
Yeah, and it just really came down to Ace, you did a couple, the pendant pod play and the Shack Plasma, costing you just too much time.
Oh yeah, I mean, pendant pod, like, it's always bad for me. Unless I cannot, if I don't do it, it's fine. I can never win if I do pendant pod, but like, it was still by far the most item dense thing left.
For
so
sure.
I felt like I had to, and I didn't really get, like, I felt good about getting like Hammer and Mitts early out of LN, and then didn't really get anything out of those that was like important. I mean, I got like some dungeons beat, obviously, like gave me better Dark World access for like Thieves and Skull Woods and all, but like not really anything else. It was like, I can take the Hammer to pod maybe and get something good, but nope. Just like 12 years of time lost because bootless, mirrorless, pendant pod.
Yep.
Ugh.
Were you gonna go to the boss and then you just kind of get stuck there?
There's just like, if I got mirror, I might have gone to the boss, but like that death warp is really slow.
Oh, it's a terrible death warp.
One item, like I wasn't really considering it. Like I kind of did for a second, but
yeah, I could see like moving around and like going back through the door or going towards the door. It looks like you had like kind of planned on it from the start, or maybe you just planned on like, oh well, map compass is probably just going to be on the boss at this rate, because they didn't show up. Those two dungeon items didn't show up until super late.
One thing that I had in the back of my mind, something Tracy said the game before that you had versus Ikier Ace, when Ikier got a ether from front of Escape. Tracy said, I think that's gonna be last okay for Ace. I don't think he goes back there anytime soon. So I would have actually done pod before that, and when I got mirror, I felt conflicted. Like, I don't know, maybe he cleared differently, maybe he decided to, route differently. I don't know. I just felt terrible, and then the full clear swamp only to find ether right after is like, oh gosh, this is not good. Yeah, but that was in the back of my mind what Tracy said. So because of her, I made that front escape play when I did.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just gonna say one thing: don't watch the VOD.
Of course, you're gonna say that.
I don't know. I like to generally clear all light world I can before I even go do any Metroid stuff. But I tend to see a lot of people just rush Metroid as soon as they got like 10 peeps or something, like comfy level. Like, yeah, let's go. And I don't want to feel like I'm starting way too behind on that.
I mean, it depends a little bit for me. Like, I tend to do more, I think, than a lot of people. But like, Eastern didn't really make sense with it being a crystal and already having pretty good resources for SM, like several E-tanks and I think 15 power bombs is what I had.
Yeah.
Like, Front of Escape might have been okay, but like I didn't really have a good weapon. Like I used my magic. I had a little bit of magic that I used in Mini Moldorm Cave with my cane, so I would have had to use bombs only, and like I don't know if I had very many bombs after South Shore, so like having to buy bombs to go to escape, to do front of escape early,
Oh,
like
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
That's
Mhm.
terrible.
And then
That's
it's like at
terrible.
that point, like you're gonna get mirrored swamps of crystal, so like missing several items still, it's like, okay, well you'll get mirror at some point and can do it with pyramid ledge
Mm,
and be
yeah.
efficient. Maybe even do
Yep.
it with pyramid fairy. And
The
then
Yeah.
game
when
said
those
no.
when those are the last two things you love, I had Meyer, I had Helma, pyramid ledge, and catfish, which I was
Mhm.
planning on doing together, and then front of escape. That's all I had left.
Hmm. Yeah, we were running low on checks. You both full cleared ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we had forgotten about front of escape, to be honest.
Nobody wants to go there. It's terrible.
No, I mean in SMZ3, it's common for it to be done early when you don't find Morphball.
Yeah. If I hadn't found Morph Ball, I'd tend to last locate Metroid.
Mhm.
Super Metroid,
Oh, yeah.
but right here it
Pretty
was
much.
early. I think that was the first thing I got.
Yeah,
I
it was in the wood. It was the drop down in the Lost Woods.
Oh
so
gosh! As soon as I got
super
it, I'm
early.
like not happy about it. Like, oh
No,
come on, man! It's just I don't want to
like,
see that early.
I imagine, Gamma, your ideal like setup would be a completely not required Meridia and or Lower Norfair type
Give
C,
me
right?
like
Get
a
mean,
couple
Morph
pendants
Ball.
in SM.
Yes, give me
Late Morph Ball for
TR Morph Ball like super late, and I'll be happy.
Honestly, like this is kind of like this is sort of close to your ideal seed, I think, against someone like me, because just a slightly stronger, I'm assuming, Metroid player. Like, because if I did more Zelda than you, and you're way better than me at Z3, so like that's never good if I do more of it and do it slower. Like,
Yep.
and then I also did more SM, like with Plasma and Shack. So like
Mhm.
Yes.
a seed that like forces like me to lose that advantage in SM because I did more checks, and then
Mhm.
fall even further behind in Zelda. Like,
Right.
controlling the seed the better, I think, in some of these cases.
I got Grapple Beam before I went to Meridia, and I was telling
got
myself,
Grapple?
man, yeah. You
Yeah,
don't
it
have
was
Grapple?
on Smith. Grapple's on the Smith chain.
Oh, I didn't do mirrorless Smiths either. Okay, yeah, that's right.
I did that, and I'm thinking this is maybe my out. I haven't been to Remedia, and then as I'm doing the pits, I'm like, oh gosh, it's just the thought of doing Shack Tool is so awful.
Oh, it's a terrible check. No,
I
the-
can't.
Yeah.
So a little bit of advice: you do Shack Tool, and you need to go to the bathroom in the middle of a race.
Yes, I
I
just
say
couldn't.
that with full seriousness. You know, like it sounds funny and it sounds memey, but like absolutely, that's when I do Shack Tool.
Yeah, I just couldn't see myself. Like I doubted myself. Like I'm sitting there like for a quick second after I check the items and pits. Oh, should I do it? Like no, leave. Just don't waste time. I just can't afford that time versus him. Yeah, it's just I'm just in panic mode. I got nothing from Meridia. I don't think there was anything. And I'm just
nothing.
But
oh yeah,
high jump boots. Yeah, high jump boots.
They were the first item
required.
you went in the front door.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, did you ever go back to like Waterway and Shaft Supers?
Shaft Super.
Like I had those three all orphaned early. Did you end up checking those items like on path or doubling back?
I saw it on the way.
Okay, scout.
Yeah, he
but I didn't.
scouted the Shaft Supers. Did you ever get X-ray and Waterway? I want to say I thought you did, but
X-ray, I
maybe
did.
not.
That's where the sword
X-ray,
was.
but yeah, okay,
Remember.
right, because you got your So do you want to know where you missed your other sword?
Where was that?
Oh, I saw it. Oh,
no,
wait.
no, no, not you,
Gamma.
Ace. You saw
Okay.
a force
I was like, we both had tempered. Okay.
Yes, Dumpy marked off on your tracker.
Did I not do Stumpy?
You did not do Stumpy.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I marked it off prematurely. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I did Dig Game, and I'm in my mind. I'm just thinking about Hype K. Like, okay, after Hype K, do I want to work to Catfish? I just zoned out. I completely zoned out. Oh wow!
I mean, even if you hadn't gotten the tempered on X-ray, I don't think that would have been enough to bring it back for Ace. But yeah, that was, and it goes to show. We always say that those things only hurt us when we skip them, right? Like those skips always hurt. But this goes to show that sometimes you just don't even realize you skip something, and it never comes back to haunt. You know.
Oh gosh, I'm okay with that skip. I had my tempered sword, so that's fine.
Yeah. And and then what was it? Bowen. Yeah, the Bowen Silvers over at Red Tower. Was that right?
Back to back.
Yeah, they were
back to back Bowen
Alpha and
Silvers.
beta power bombs.
Yeah, definitely. The game has its. I mean, it's not just Link to the Past. SMZ3 has its funnies as well. But Gamma, I gotta ask you. So first of all, this has been your day, right? You know, you win the spoiler log tournament into winning semifinals for SMZ3. Tell me about your progression into playing SMZ3, because like I remember about like 6 months ago there was a co-op race, and
I remember your comments. Somebody
yeah,
pointed
and
out
my
your
comment,
comments.
yeah, my comment was the only way I beat Gammachuu, right? Because you know, not because it was co-op combined with there being SM in it.
Yeah.
Tell me about your progression learning SM, because you know there's a lot of things I think you could work on, but I was really impressed by a lot of the things I saw, because like your boss fights were all, you know, what one, you know, I'm used to seeing really bad boss fights from Link to the Past first people, and I wouldn't say, I thought your boss fights were all really good.
Dragon, you can skip that one. Dragon was terrible.
Fair enough. But you know,
Wasn't that bad?
I was very impressed Dopplering on Fantoon. A lot of new SMZ3 players don't do Dopplers in Fantoon. Your Ridley fight was really clean with supers. A lot of times I'll see runners use like 60 supers to kill Ridley. You went in with 29, like, and you were fine. So tell me about your progression learning SM over the last, say, 6 months or whatever.
Oh, I've been really enjoying it. It actually started as a challenge. Somebody in the Z3 Spanish community been playing more and more of that, and they've always been trying to push it, me to play it, Madcap. And I said, you know, I'll give it a try. I feel like trying something different, a little bit more spicy, since I've always been just Zelda all the way. And oh my gosh, I wanted to stop after one game because the movements is just so hard. The shooting button, the jump button, you know, being able to wall jump, it's like, oh gosh, this is a little frustrating. I stopped after doing a co-op with somebody nobly. I'm like, you know, I need to get a break. But after a while, I kept trying a bit more and more offline, just kind of practicing what I'm watching runners, just running SM, aerial rando, or I don't know what it is, entrance. But I've been kind of picking up a little bit. Yeah, I'm picking up more and more of what, you know, what I see them do. And just, I mean, I've been having very much fun with it. Boss fights, general movements, I need a lot of help on, but you know, that's later on down the road. Yeah, it's just a nice, you know, a spicy way of me adding, you know, still enjoying Zelda, but you know, just adding a different layer of challenge with Metroid. That's how I see it.
Any chance we might see you in a future SM randomizer only?
Yes, I do plan on doing that along with spoiler, because I seen that there's spoilers going on, and I do not want to touch that. Where I'm at right now, I'm just it's not gonna happen. Down the road, yes, but yeah, I do plan on playing just Zandal and Super Metroid Rando. But for now, I am enjoying the Zelda mix in there. It's very fun. I like the logic, thinking about new logic. It's like, you know, a little game just thinking about, you know, if I'm sequence breaking a few items, like, okay, this is behind this and that, blah, blah, blah. But it's been fun overall. I enjoyed it. I've been getting a lot of help from a lot of people from the community. Very helpful. So I feel like I just, you know, slowly improving, but definitely not in the same league, you know, people like Ace or Farflu. So I'm shocked that I'm just hoping Rando plays my way, you know, when I'm playing this. So that's basically my only hope. That's how I see it.
I mean, you say that, but you have a lot of strength in like knowing how to leverage good play. I mean, even saying like that you thought that me going in front of Escape was like less likely.
You've got Rando brain.
Evaluating that's good, but like in general, like you make really good decisions, and like to back up like your strength of like, you know, execution in Zelda, like you're really good at routing in Z3, and that's, I think, understated sometimes in SMZ3 is like how important the routing is to like, it's not just like play both the games well. You have to be smart too, and you're smarter than me at Rando, so that evens the playing field. even with my like more experienced play in SM, you know.
Thank you, very kind. I remember seeing you a lot in Zelda back then when I was starting. Actually didn't know you were playing an SMZ3 player until that co-op. When you were doing a co-op with Tracy. I remember that. Somebody pointed out to me. I thought it was hilarious. Gamma, did you see what Tracy left in the comment section? I just started laughing at that. Like, okay. I mean, I'm a beginner.
I'm glad
so
you saw it.
it's-
Honestly, I'm glad you
Yeah.
did get to see that comment. So.
Oh my gosh! Like I told Noble, I don't remember who was my partner, but I said, don't expect much from me, dude. Like, I'll do all the Zelda. You touch Super Metroid. Like, that was kind of my stepping stone of playing a little bit more
For
and
sure.
more.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm, just I have the execution advantage. I mean, things could definitely hardly go wrong on my end, but I know you're good. You're very solid in Z3, so I just felt like this is not my game right here. I'm just gonna make terrible skips and hope for the best. But
right.
yeah, overall it's been enjoyable.
And of course, you and Audra. I'm trying to think
gosh.
how often you have played. Obviously, you've never played each other in SMZ3. I'm trying to think.
It was just
if you've
SGL
ever...
2021.
Okay.
The casual boots.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh my gosh, that was a while ago. Yeah, I've been learning more and more who was like the heavy hitters of SMZ3, and definitely your name is up there. So it's gonna be a fun match. I really do enjoy going up against top tier runners, but I'm just, again, I hope Rando goes my way, and yeah, you're a scary name, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. But it'll be fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I said this during comps, but when I saw you were in this tournament, I was like really curious how you would do in it, because of like your specific skill set, and I guess you made it to finals, so it'll be interesting to race against you. Kind of wanted to, like, I mean, personally, I would have wanted to meet Ace there because we're league teammates, but
of course, no.
But this is also really interesting, and excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, same here. As I've been telling with others, the spoiler tournament I just finished, I didn't expect to make it as far as I did. I'll say what I said there, right here. I'm just here to squash dreams and ruin hopes. I'm sorry.
You got second in the spoiler last year, though, didn't you?
I'm sorry?
You got second in the spoiler last year, though, didn't you?
Oh, yes, runner-up. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so one more thing I need to ask of you, Gamma. Since this is your teammate, you need to get Fear Agent to actually play Super Metroid.
Oh my gosh. That guy has played the vanilla game a bit, and one stream of that like a year or two ago, and after that he's like, I can't, man, I just can't. And I mean, I told him it's fun, it's just play casually.
I put a little bit of pressure on him to play too, and and in his podcast I said, you gotta play it, give you some subs, you play it, but
I'll try. I'll definitely throw some effort there and see if we can.
All right. Okay. Anything else either one of you wants to add before we go ahead and close this out?
No, just again, GG's to AceZer0. It was really fun to race against you, and thanks for doing comms, Tracy, Audrey, and Fox for doing tracking. Yeah, I appreciate it. Putting this up. GG's again, and I'm looking forward to the finals.
Ace?
Yeah, just echo the same thing. Thanks again for the broadcast, everybody, and GG's. It was as fun as the seed can be with 2 hours and 26 minutes, no boots.
Yes. Oh gosh.
All right.
Looking forward to the final match.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Yeah, that's basically going to do it for us. Obviously, we don't know when the next game is because we need to get it scheduled, but keep an eye out on the schedule for it. I'd like to thank everybody. Audra for joining me on commentary. It's always a pleasure. I always learn stuff when you do commentary with me, so thank you very much for doing that.
I just assume nobody's listening to the crap I babble on about.
And we had Fox doing her first tracking assignment, doing a great job clicking those buttons behind the scenes. Trackers always are MVPs. And of course, thanks to SGLIVE and Speedgaming and all the people behind the scenes there. But that's going to do it for us. And we'll see you at the next race. Good night, everyone.
Good night.